Hello and welcome to the Metalheads podcast. My name is George.
This is Buke.
This is Jay.
This is John.
And we are back today with episode 52. So today we have the distinct pleasure of bringing you an interview, a rather long interview, with a band from South Africa. The band is... exactly.
There's no bands you're lying. There's no bands
seriously, yeah. They actually have metal bands in South Africa. Who knew? The band is called Wildernessking. Earlier this year, they released their second album called Mystical Future. And why don't we just go ahead and hop right into that? We'll see you in about an hour and a half.
This week's featured band. This week's featured band. This week's featured band. Listen to this.
We're joined today by Keenan and Dylan from Wildernessking. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves and tell us what you do in the band?
Hey, I'm Keenan, and I play bass and do vocals in Wildernessking.
And I'm Dylan, and I play guitar as Wildernessking.
Excellent. Thank for coming on the show.
All the
Thank
way.
you for having us.
All the way.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
All the way from South Africa, we should point out. This might be our longest distance. No, well, we did Australia once.
Yeah, that's pretty far.
Yeah.
And again, add them to the list of bands that when they're just talking sound more badass than we even do.
Yeah,
That's pretty much the case for anybody outside the U.S. They all have cool accents.
Exactly. These are the type of guys who come.
So why don't you tell us where exactly you're from and what it's like being in a metal band there?
Yeah, well, I mean, right now we're sitting like pretty much in the heart of Cape Town. Table Mountain is pretty behind us. Not that we can see it because I don't have a fancy flat where you can see it, but it's wonderful living here. Playing metal music here is, I don't know, when we got into it at the start of it, I don't guess we ever pictured how amazing it would be like sitting here now and knowing that we were just pushing it the whole time that we were here in Cape Town, because obviously, you cut to the chase, it's obviously so far away from everywhere else in the world that you almost want to think like, do we pack up everything and leave to like a more populated area where maybe metal is a lot more popular? Or do we like sit here and we actually stick it out and we try and do the best that we can? And actually, we're kind of doing a mixture of both in a way, because now we're really excited to go and tour. But we've been here for about 4 years, Keenan.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the band, we've been doing this about five years now.
5 years, yeah.
And I mean, we've been in multiple bands before this. And yeah, it's difficult. You have to really be passionate about what you're doing and kind of know that what you're doing is, you're working towards something that's a bit bigger than yourself. And I guess that's why we still do it, because we believe in the music that we play. But it can be very taxing, playing in a band here, just because limited resources. I mean, not in terms of like, gear or venues. It's just the infrastructure isn't really there where you can't make a living doing this here, basically.
Yeah.
That is unless you guys are in the band Seether.
Are they from there?
Make shitty music.
Okay. I was going to say, you guys are actually the first...
Making shitty music.
You guys are actually the first metal band that I'm aware of from South Africa. So on one hand, it's, at least for us here, it's kind of a novelty. It's like, oh, that's kind of cool. Of course, the music itself is cool.
I think, the funny thing is, like, and I always say that this sort of works in our favor, is that being a band from South Africa, people are like, oh, that's cool, let's check them out, just because they're from South Africa. But then if the music resonates with them, then they're like, oh wait, this is really cool, maybe we should check out other South African bands. And then then they do that, which is awesome. Yeah, because there's quite a lot of local metal bands.
I'd like to hear about that, because I was going to say, if there isn't that much of a scene, at least not like Norway or anything like that. On one hand, you kind of stand out, and so it's like, well, if you like metal, then hey, here's this metal band. We've got our own metal band. That's awesome. But then on the other hand, there may not be that many metalheads around that are like, oh, a metal band.
And and also on the flip side, though, with that is, guys, people like us find you guys and love you guys. We're like, yeah, let's go. I'm gonna go see this band live. When are they touring? Oh, they're from South Africa.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll be.
That sucks for us, because we want to be touring and doing that, and hopefully that's something we.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something we were working on to get. We're gonna do that at some point.
I have to ask you guys something first off. With the continent, bands here from the stateside, can tour from city to city here in the States. A band like you guys, the continent even provides you guys a bunch of opportunities to like maybe go into Egypt for a show, or are you just going around South Africa if it came down to you guys touring?
Exactly. I mean, that's exactly what happens. We just go around South Africa, and I mean, there's only so much you can do. There's only so many venues you can play just in South Africa alone. I mean, just for us, just going to like another city in this country, it feels like you can't be doing something a bit more than, I don't know, just jamming in our band or whatever. But
exactly.
like, and that's some sort of a accomplishment in a way. But as again, like we don't really have the infrastructure for touring like the whole kind. I mean, you can. But you're going to end up playing some shows with it's 2 people or 3 people.
Yeah,
and I think we're a bit too old for that right now. We don't want to be playing shows in front of like 3 drunk people So I guess what the thing for us is maybe maybe we could do other African countries. I just don't. South Africa is better, than most of them. So I just don't know how. Do that.
When you see a band, here in the States, it's like, hey, we're playing New York City, we're playing Dallas, Texas.
It's like take your pick. Basically.
I don't see many, tour posters for bands like, hey, here we are playing Chad tonight, and hey, look, we're hitting up Kenya tomorrow.
Where did you pull Chad from?
Yeah, Chad's a funny one. Always laugh at like Chad.
Yeah.
Revising your African content.
Well, I got to say, the beauty of all this, though, is that this whole thing started with us and you guys by me getting an email from you, Keenan, about thanking me for buying the album, and then recognizing the fact that while I'm not the Opeth fan, I do have White Cluster in my email address, and we started talking that way. So you guys are on the other side of the world, and yet here we are talking, So I think that's kind of the beauty of the whole thing, right? Yeah. Even though it sucks that you can't just get up and tour X number of cities like you want to.
I think it makes it a bit more special, though. Like if it does, and hopefully when it does happen, I think it's gonna, it's something we've been sort of building up towards over this last 5 years, I'd say. Or maybe not over the last 5 years, but since maybe getting somewhat of a fan base and having people being interested in our music, it's definitely be building up towards a nice tour. Hopefully, it'd be probably Europe first, and then the States. We're aiming for 2018 at some point.
Thanks.
Yeah, because
that's fine. We're fine. We're used to being second here. That's fine.
So not that distance has anything to do with it.
Yeah,
exactly.
I want to ask a completely off the wall question here, but I was hoping you could both sort of explain your accents to me. Is this the sort of classic South African accent you both have? Are you
okay? So it's a weird thing because in South Africa, just in Cape Town alone, there's quite a number of sort of racial groups, right? So I'm not a white person, I guess, and where Dylan is a Caucasian man. So I think my accent's a bit more harsh. I don't know, like
but also
sexy.
sexy.
Let's go with that.
Because I mean, as Keenan was saying, like even in Cape Town, there's so many different people of different like
culture groups and
different culture groups that like I know
mishmash of the place.
You like spend 3 years with a couple of people who like skateboard a lot, and you pick up like their way of speaking, because everyone's kind of so. Keenan and I are sitting here with like a kind of mixed accent from over the years.
You're a model for race relations. This band alone. I mean, Are you both born and bred South Africa?
Yeah.
Very much so. We were born in Cape Town. We've grown up in Cape Town, and you guys, when you get a chance, you definitely come visit. I said it's the most beautiful. Today in particular is a beautiful day.
Yeah, beautiful day.
I just pulled up Wikipedia here. No, that's not where I got the Chad from. But you look here. There's a picture of Cape Town City Bowl viewed from Table Mountain. God, it looks absolutely gorgeous.
It is.
Man.
And today it's in particular, like we're in the middle of winter, but I mean, our winters aren't very harsh. Well, I guess like sort of relatively speaking, but we actually, I don't know if you want to Google this, but we're in Vredehoek right now. I'll spell that for you. It's Vredehoek. And that's sort of the suburb within Cape Town where we're at now. It's a very beautiful place.
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to load up the picture, just try and show you, but we're pretty much sitting like there where you're seeing that view from the top of Table Mountain and stuff. So it's beautiful. As Keenan says, you guys come down, you must definitely come down. We'll have lots of beers. It'll be amazing.
I gotta tell you guys, I have an indirect connection, like spiritually. I'm from where Jay lives. I'm originally from San Francisco, but I grew up in a town named Half Moon Bay, which is a big surfer town. And I know there's a lot of surfing in South Africa. Every movie I've ever watched, you know, that's one of the destination spots. And I was always like, man, I gotta go to this place. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, like surf films.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, like Jeffrey's Bay and
lots of stuff.
Like those. Yeah. We don't surf, you know.
Hey, look, I grew up literally like two minutes, not even that, a minute from the ocean, and I wouldn't go in because I'm afraid of sharks.
Yeah.
So
that's a very good reason not to go, John.
Especially there.
Definitely wouldn't go.
You guys have sharks.
But,
we have quite a bit of sharks here as well.
I know. That's why I bring that up.
Yeah.
To put these guys' geography in perspective too. I mean, this is like the last stop before Antarctica. You know, that's how far down.
Part of the world,
How far down there these guys are.
The frostbitten south. Yeah.
So, gentlemen, tell us a little bit. You know, I hate to go to the boring question here, but tell us how you guys, you know, found each other and started this band.
So Dylan and I were. It's a funny. I guess it's always a funny story, but Dylan and I were sort of playing in this other band, and we didn't actually end up sort of releasing anything, but we wrote about 9 songs for like a full length, and then while we were waiting for, so the other guitarist in that band, he was like this crazy perfectionist dude who owned a studio, and he was like, no guys, we have to like practice this material for like, I don't know, 3 years before we do anything with it, and it was just ridiculous. Like, just we were like, no, well,
obviously not how we do the podcast here. There's no plan for anything here.
Well, you know, and we kind of follow this a similar pattern with Wildernessking. We didn't plan it, and I think that's why it sort of worked out so nicely. But anyway, it was like, we know we can't play shows. We have to write the most perfect album. And then in the interim, Dylan and I were, I don't know, we just became closer friends, and like that band sort of ignited our friendship. But we started I think we were listening to a lot of sort of like Dark Throne and Aura Noir at that point, and we were like, it'd be fun to start like a sort of fun black metal / rock and roll kind of band, you know. And then Dylan wrote a song like towards the end of 2009. And at that point, I'd never picked up a bass guitar before, and I was like, I want to fucking play bass now and just, you know, get a bit more involved. And we wrote a song together. We got very stoned, and we wrote a song. And the next day, we were like, cool, let's just make this thing. Like, let's try and do it. And then
I mean, and that's kind of thing. Like as Keenan said, while we're waiting for that other band, we just started up this band called Heathens at the time, which was the black and roll thing, and that, I guess, me and him spent a lot of time working on the songs there and getting used to how we viewed music, and that's why we don't really have. I mean, when we joined that, I was like, you know, all I want to do is play rock and roll. Like I don't want to play anything heavy. I just want to play some rock and roll. I want to have a good time and everything like that. And you know, but we also came from metal bands before and everything like that. So we're like, well, let's mix everything into the pot. There's no like pressure. There's nothing to aim for. And as Keenan said, like in doing that, we had so much fun with Heathens that like when it started forming a kind of full band, we were like, hey, we've been doing this without any much like elbow grease. Let's now start like really putting like pedal to the metal and take this seriously. And then like fast forward and here we are, and which is great. Like it's wonderful memories, you know. Yeah.
You know, I'd like to offer a quick synopsis of what Keenan just said, which was, and this is basically the story. We hung out with this meticulous guy for a while. Then I bought a bass and we got stoned and we were like, let's start a band.
So like most
the best
bands.
story ever, dude.
Because I mean, it sounds silly, but that's exactly what happened, you know.
Yeah, right on.
I mean, I guess like most bands start, you like kind of, you just you want to have fun, play a couple of shows, have some jams, and that's it. There was never an intention of like doing this. Not that we didn't want to play music for as a career or whatever, but I don't think maybe we thought of this band being that band to do it for us, you know. Because that other band where we had the meticulous guy,
we're like, this is going to be good.
Like, we're going to do this band, and this is going to be the next best thing. And you know, it never
That guy
works
keep
out.
trying to have you guys work in a vuvuzela into the band.
They should have.
Now you are on Wikipedia, dude.
just because the one thing I know about South Africa was that wonderful World Cup. That was the sound of the World Cup that year.
Oh, actually, I can't do it, but
that horn sound. Oh,
It never stopped. It never stopped.
it never stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, when you guys first got together and you guys put out the Writing of Gods, did you expect it to, I guess, be as well accepted as it first was? Because you look online, the reviews for it, the reception was wonderful.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I don't think we've even like processed that yet. We're always like looking on to the next thing, but it's not to the point where it has been. Like, no, not at all.
Not at all. Like Keenan summed it up perfectly. It says like what we kind of do is like not process it almost, because or else we'd be sitting here. I mean, it's like stems from that first question that you asked us. We're all the way out here in Cape Town. You're like, oh my word, someone in Germany is listening to us and loving it, you know, and they're writing good things about it. Like the things that we like feel when we write the song, someone else is picking them up, you know, like it's amazing. And if we actually sit and like dwell on it like a long time, I don't know. I guess it would make us like not want to push like forward like as much as we are doing now. You know, like. But we all were totally blown away from the response for Writing of Gods in the Sand. It was amazing. And as we were saying earlier from that question, when we were doing that whole heathen stuff, we were always at the stage where we were doing it for fun. But when we got that approval or kind of appreciation,
it was sort of like validation.
People,
it was like, now we can do this. You know.
Yeah, totally.
So that was really nice actually. And even just doing this with you guys, the fact that you guys reach out and be like, hey, that's fucking cool. Like, you know, that's all. We very excited to, you know, just kind of shoot the shit with some people who like our band. Like,
exactly.
Speaking of,
I was just real quick. I was going to say, Buke brings up an interesting thing about reviews because if you look at like Angry Metal Guy, which seems to be kind of like a hub now for a lot of reviews, they love you.
And he likes our band, which is fucking crazy.
And he and no hidden thing at all. It's just like he's like, I fucking love this band, and it's. But it stems from one site like that, and it spreads to the next site that I'm sitting here, and I'm like, hey, these guys love this band from South Africa. I got to check this out. Yeah. And it snowballs, it rolls for you. So that's great to see that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's
amazing.
just but like we're blown away because especially like Angry Metal Guy because he's so critical and
he's angry.
You know, he's crazy.
He's angry.
Yeah, he's angry and. Like you'll say, like sort of insult some of the bands that I love, and I'm like, but you're not insulting my band. That's really weird. Like, you know? And I guess that's some sort of validation that it feels almost too good to like dwell on it. Like it's crazy. We're just happy that it's been responded to so well.
Because there has been some times where there's been reviews which we've like maybe appreciated. I mean, we appreciate every review, but some of them we maybe like if you just talk about like sort of what people say about it. Some people will say good things, and some people will say bad things. And they're both the same, really, in a way. It's just like when you read those reviews and you know that someone's really been listening to the album, like by themselves or on a walk in the forest or something, and they come back and they want to say something about it, whether it be good or bad, like that just adds so much fuel to the fire because you're like, that person's making it part of their lives. Like, let's push it further. Let's make their life like amazing. Let's just keep writing it, you know? Like,
It's funny you said talking about somebody like, headphones on going for a walk. I was just at the beach last week. And I put on the headphones, watched the waves come in, and listened to Mystical Future. And I was just like,
awesome.
Amazing.
Wow. It was so cool.
It all makes sense now.
It all makes well, let's talk about the new one. A little bit.
I was going to say, I wanted to go back. You'd mentioned about pushing forward, and Mystical Future came out earlier this year. It's your second album. How have you evolved since the first album to the sound that you have now on the second album? Musically, I mean, like, because it sounds a little different. So
Yeah. I guess I'll start by saying something because with the Writing of Gods in the Sand, we were still very like young in terms of like playing all four of us together. Yeah. So all four of us in a room, like playing music. It was still quite early days. And we were all pushing out ideas of things that we wanted to listen to if we had a band that, like, because basically at the bottom of the end of the day, we want Wildernessking to be the band that we like to listen to ourselves as well, because, or else why would you do it?
Yeah, of course.
So when we were there, we're all pushing stuff in the band room, like, oh, I would like more blast beats, or I want like thick tremolo or something like that. And so what ended up happening was that Riding of Gods became this like sort of like greatest hits before we even really started the band, because everyone was pushing through like their like influences like so much. And the good thing about it is that we actually ended up in studio over those 2 weeks or something to actually push all those tracks down to like what we think is actually quite a cohesive album. But we can still hear those elements of us actually just pushing in all directions.
Yeah.
Now, when we come to to Mystical Future, then it's like, well, this album is something that we wanted to write, and we had like a specific purpose, a specific vision. And it was not everyone just throwing out ideas. We were like, okay, this song must be like this, and then going to this sort of energy, and then this. And so
consolidation.
Yeah, totally. And so it's difficult for us to maybe pinpoint exactly the musical elements without saying things like it was more maybe a rock influence on Riding of Gods in the Sand, but then it also comes in a weird way in Mystical Future. But I think if we look at it, the best thing for me to kind of almost say about it is that we're more serious about Mystical Future. Like we wanted it to be like a product, like a proper like theatrical release sort of thing. And I'm happy with what we did with that, because it was such a learning experience. It was so great. You know?
Yeah, it definitely was I think this is a natural evolution and like getting to know each other more musically. And then I guess with Mystical Future, we were quite set in making it like a sort of to the point journey type of vibe, you know, whereas Writing of Gods in the Sand is all over the place, and some might call that a dynamic album, but some might say it's not that great. But I think we kind of took the things that we really liked about it and just kind of expanded on it. And I would say that's the difference. It's just a bit more refined, and I think also the production is a bit more consistent on this new one as opposed to Writing of God. So I guess just getting to know more people and working with different people, and we were able to do things better this time around than we did the first time.
Yeah,
cool. Go ahead, Big.
I was going to ask you guys. It's not I hate to be talking to a band and say you guys sound like this. But
don't do it, Buke.
Nevertheless, I'm going to go there.
Oh boy!
Out of all respect,
go there.
I like this. You look at a band like a Panopticon right now.
He bought our album actually.
Really?
Yeah, he literally it was actually a cool little story. Like I get all the PayPal notifications, and then it was what's his name again?
Austin?
Yeah, Austin, yeah. So it was Austin at hammerheartbrewingcompany.com bought your album. And I'm like, I'm sure that Austin guy from Panopticon has like a brewing thing called Hammerheart.
Yeah.
And then I emailed him. I'm like, hey, are you from Panopticon? And he was like, yeah, I love the album. I was like, what the fuck? That's insane. That blew my mind.
That's awesome. How seeing other bands support you guys. But I mentioned them and stuff. It's almost kind of like a perfect storm for you guys that right now in the metal world, bands like them are what a lot of people seem to be gobbling up now and want more of. So it's really that perfect time that when you guys, did the whole Heathen switch to Wildernessking, and then your evolution brought you to Mystical Future now, it's almost this perfect timing that you guys have been riding,
it feels like it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it does feel like it. That's why, I mean, I hate bringing it back, but that's why when we sit here, I mean, even now before the interview, we're still chatting about what we're going to do next. Keenan and I were sitting here and we were like, okay, by next Saturday we must do this and this and that. Because of the things we were saying, we feel like we have kind of flowed with this whole thing, and now we're right here and we really just want to give it our all,
Yeah. We feel very lucky.
I'm not joking. I thought you were going to say, where do you want to have lunch after this, dude? What is that? What time is it there?
It's dinner time there.
Yeah, I say, okay, never mind. Yeah.
It's 6:30. Yeah, 6:30 in the evening. Yeah.
Okay, so you just mentioned we talked about going back to the brewing. We mentioned he bought your album. We're all beer lovers here in the podcast.
We love beer.
If you can all see, I don't play in a band, neither does George or John. We're big. Jay and you guys both play in a band. That's why you're thin. You can see who the real beer drinkers are here. How's the South African beer scene?
Incredible. We really have some amazing beer.
Who are some of the big ones?
But I mean, the big ones, you don't really want to be drinking the big one. I mean, no, I lie, because there are some really good ones. But SAB, South African breweries, they like make a whole bunch of lagers, pilsners. I mean, but those are sort of like I guess your Budweisers.
Yeah, crap. It's shit. Like, okay, tell us
we don't.
You can drink it, and it's fine.
Hold on.
We don't.
I hope people hate it there too.
But we don't get it here, so
okay, good.
But I think actually for the World Cup, the 2010 World Cup that we were speaking about earlier, they had a Budweiser
like a promotional
for some
Budweiser
reason.
thing,
I don't know why. And it was just nice because it was a novelty thing, I think, for me to drink it. But I know our local beer is amazing, like really good.
Please accept our apology for that, by the way. You drank it, you said? And you
it was fine. I mean, it was
no, it wasn't.
Trust me, we hate that beer too.
It's very like diluted, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
It didn't get you fucked, that's for sure.
No.
So you basically were drinking the most expensive water you could buy in the area, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, whenever there's like hurricanes and stuff around here, FEMA comes around and gives Budweiser to people that need it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, trust me, if you guys were here, we would rectify that situation fast.
Yeah.
Oh,
We have plenty of great beer here.
So in fact, one of our
we're lucky as well, you know.
One of our crew who isn't with us today, Will, he's actually a brewer, so he knows. He knows beer.
Gentlemen, are there craft breweries that you guys? Really like?
Anyway, I guess that's that I was getting to that.
That's fine.
No, there are quite a few.
There is no script here. This is literally audible ADD is what this podcast is.
Squirrel.
It's like what any good interview should be like. It's just completely all over the place.
Exactly.
But the craft beers,
Yeah, the craft beer scene is pretty big actually. It's getting and it continues to grow. Like I think craft beer started becoming like quite a popular thing about 4 years ago. I mean, South Africa's late to pretty much everything. I remember when I was young, like they always told me we'd get movies like 4 years after America got movies. But that they fucking lied. It's not 4 years. It's like 4 months maybe.
We're all PS4s.
Anyway, we are delayed. But the craft beer thing is, it's just growing and growing, and there's quite a I'd say a good, I can think of at least like sort of 20 different craft beer companies
like
just in Cape Town alone. So
yeah, I'm looking here. I see like Zeppelin, Darling Brew, Little Wolf.
Darling's a good one.
Yeah, Darling.
There's CBC, which is Cape Brewing Company. That's from Cape. That's from where we are from.
And that's amazing.
That's really amazing beer. Like
what style beer is popular there? Is it your IPAs like are here in the States? Do you get like stouts there?
Yeah, in terms of like sort of the craft beer scene, I'd say the top three would be IPAs and Weiss beers definitely. And then probably like sort of like lighter lager type stuff. Yeah.
But no one really drink.
Yeah. Are there how about hard liquors? What are people drinking? Is it more like a nation of like vodka drinkers? Is it rum?
I don't know. I don't know if you can kind of spread it. I guess it also depends on like your sort of cultural background. Like, I mean, you know, like people like sort of in the townships will definitely be drinking quarts of Black Label. Black Label's like the sort of most Black Label and Castle Lager are sort of two main beers. And people drink that a lot in the townships, and I guess it just depends on like sort of what class you fit into, like what you can afford and stuff, you know. But for me, I work at a wine bar, so I love wine and I drink a lot of wine. Don't shake your head, Buke. It's like, no, man.
Well, I was just going to say, South Africa is known for their wines.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
we make there's some
amazing wine. Yes.
But it's okay. You guys are fancy men. You gotta. It's okay.
All that wilderness. They got to spend all that Wilderness King money somehow. You know what I mean?
So all these bands are coming out. You know, you see all these bands working with breweries, making their own like craft beers. Like the other day, Jay was drinking a Mastodon beer.
Yeah, that seems like such a
Gentlemen,
mastodon thing to do now. You know, like get
let's
some beer.
let's get a Wilderness King wine.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, a Wilderness
And
King
we'd have like the writing of Gods in the Sand vintage, which is 2012. Like you know, like
yeah.
Yeah,
that'd
that's
be,
good, yeah.
that'd be so
There we
cool.
go. Now we're talking, boys.
Thank
Give me
you.
half.
Now you're giving us business ideas. We're gonna have to send you a check soon.
Yeah. You may just be touring the world sooner than you think with that new wine. Huh?
Yeah.
So guys, with Mystical Future, how long did it take you guys from start to finish?
So it was quite an arduous process actually, because we had written the first song on the album, White Horses. We had written that song while we were recording Writing of Gods in the Sand.
Yeah,
and
we knew it didn't really fit into that sort of time frame. Yeah,
I guess it's the weird thing is like we were always like working on new songs and writing new music and stuff. But I don't know, I guess life happened, and I know Jesse was very busy with his studies, and Dylan started doing like a teaching degree thing, and I don't know, the reason our album's taken so long to come up, because essentially we had finished writing it in September of 2013. And yeah, so I'd say from start to finish, in terms of writing, we're looking at Jan 2012 to September 2013, but that's sort of writing on and off.
yeah.
There'd be like very productive periods where we would like sort of churn out 2 songs and then nothing would happen for a while, just because, as I was saying, we were just quite busy around that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess from writing to sort of having it out, it was like 4 years. But in terms of, which is quite long. It shouldn't have been that long. But just, as I said, life happened and
Were you
weren't able to get it out sooner.
Was there one period though where you went to a studio or started recording at home or whatever it was that you did, and just like, I mean, how long did that particular portion of it take?
Yeah, well, we did a lot of demo tracks for the like pre-production stuff. So there was a long time where we were listening to the album. Yeah. That's maybe also in the time.
Yeah, so we did like a demo version of the album for a long time. I'd say
Yeah.
like sort of beginning of 2014. It was pretty much done.
Yeah, and I think if I remember correctly, there's only about 3 major changes in terms of like the songs sound wildly different to how they do now. But like quite 3 big sections, like one in I'll Go to Your Tomb, like one in If You Leave, like kind of like scattered all the way around the album. We actually took out like maybe chunks and changed it a little bit. And that was from listening to it for about 6 months, I'm guessing. We were kind of listening to it while we were practicing on our own. And that's great because when we finally got down into the studio, as you were saying, we were like kind of then just getting all those ideas then onto that final track.
I definitely think the album benefited from us actually taking our time with it.
Yeah,
you know,
of
you
course.
you always listen back to something and you're like, oh, I could have changed that and I could have done that differently. And I feel like there's some moments on Writing of Gods in the Sand where I feel like, oh, we could have done that a bit better. But I mean, you know, these are the things you learn as you go along. And with Mystical Future, I was like, oh, we really like, I mean, the way you hear the songs on the album, like that's what they sound like when you watch us live, you know, and which is a nice thing, you know. I think what we wanted to do was we wanted the record to sound like what we sounded like when we played with each other.
Yeah.
We played with each other.
And that's all right. Yeah, I was going to let it go, but you know what? Let's
Maybe phrase that a little differently.
So let me get this straight. There was a period you said about 6 months where you were playing with yourselves, and then you were playing with each other.
And that was the most fertile and productive period.
The most productive period, I'm sure.
Of all the shit you said, that's the only fucking thing I heard. I was like, oh, okay. I get this now.
Hey, so the last song on Mystical Future is called If You Leave, and there's some female vocals on there. Who does those?
The singer's name is Alexandra Mort. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the band. I think they might even be from California, called Whirr, WHIRR.
I know, but
and they're like a shoegazy sort of like alternative rock band. Anyway, they released an album in 2012 called Pipe Dreams, and I really loved that album. And I loved they were at that point they were quite like sort of unknown, not a very popular band. And I just somehow made friends with the girl on Facebook, and I just emailed her and I was like, or Facebook messaged her, and I was like, hey, I really like your band, I love your vocals. I think your sound would kind of work well on a Wildernessking song. And I sent her the song. I sent her sort of the between this minute and this minute, this is the part you get to sing in. These are the lyrics. It'd be cool if you I kind of gave a sort of a basic idea of the melody, and and yeah, she was like, awesome, sounds cool. And I think we gave her $80 for it. I was like, cool, this is how much money we have in our like PayPal. You can have it. Like,
you can have all our money. Just take it.
And it worked out so beautifully. Like it just really, I think it really makes that last song. It, also vocals at the end, like it just sort of rounds out everything. And yeah. So anyway, so was a band that have sort of risen to prominence since. I think they've got like 15,000 fans on their Facebook page. They're fairly popular. They're definitely a lot more popular than we are. But yeah. So anyway, that's who she is. She's not in the band anymore though.
Was it Sandra Mort? Was her last name?
Yeah, Mort. Alexandra.
That's the best fucking last name.
I know, right? I was like, of course you have to. You have to be on an album with that name.
Yeah.
So do you think? Sorry, Jay.
No, that's it.
So do you think maybe when you write some new material, maybe you'll do some clean vocals?
Maybe not to that like.
Well, not female,
extent, but like. I think they are definitely in terms of like my vocal approach on the new stuff is definitely a lot more melodic, I'd say, but I wouldn't say clean. It's sort of more like sort of pitched, but not. I wouldn't say clean. I don't think that would suit our band. Like it just maybe I don't know. Maybe when we like become like Opeth after 10 albums, maybe I can't speak for that now, but I don't see it. I don't see that.
Yeah, definitely not in this time where we are.
You know what's going to happen though? You just said that, and somebody is going to be listening to this podcast 10 years from now, hearing you guys, and be like, "See, I told you they said they were never going to change."
Yeah, they'll kill you guys for it.
Liars.
Every band says that at some point, right? Yeah, every band says that. I don't know. I can't. I think just because we are in Cape Town in South Africa, like I can't see us being so taken in by like corporate things, or like even if I think about like Mastodon, like Mastodon's were definitely like one of my favorite bands of forever, and then the sort of downward spiral started with The Hunter. Not that there aren't any good songs in The Hunter, but they're such a sort of like billboard type band now, and I think just because we've been in this for a while, kind of watching that whole thing go down, I don't think we'd let our band get to that point. Not that, I mean, shit, if I was them, I'd probably do the same thing, but I just don't see us kind of going down that road.
No, you don't have
to.
You don't have to rationalize it to us. I think that we're kind of a split decision here on this podcast, but there are those of us who do feel Mastodon has descended as time has gone on, and so we totally relate to exactly what you're saying. And I think when you are an outside observer and you're not in a huge band like that, I think it's perfectly fine to sit on your laurels and just say, you know what, we're not going in that direction. And I agree with you. The Hunter, fine. The Hunter's a fine record. But it's not fucking Leviathan is all,
Yeah. Leviathan is definitely, I'd say, sort of collectively is one of our favorite albums of all time. Like. Yeah, it's so fucking good. It's just like what I think we're gonna do we should maybe do a Mastodon cover at some point. Dylan and I were actually chatting before this, and we were saying we've never done a cover before. Well, we never recorded a cover before, so maybe we could look to an older Mastodon song to do or something.
Yeah.
We know Jason would be able to play it, but maybe the other three won't be able to.
That's insane stuff. Yeah, it's hard to play.
It's really crazy stuff.
You guys released a EP, Levitate.
Yeah, that kind of just went under the radar a little bit. Yeah,
it did. I totally forgot about it. I just reminded about it now looking on your guys' Facebook. Was that leftover music from Mystical Future?
No, not at all. Not at all. No. We don't. It's weird. Like I think whenever we write something, we kind of know very early on what it's going to be used for. So with Mystical Future, those 5 songs you hear, well, actually there was one other idea, but other than that other idea, the 5 songs that are on the album, that was written for the album, there was no, every riff we've ever jammed in the band room has definitely turned into a song.
Yeah, or like molded into some other form.
So we never ever write more than what we need to, because we know we have X amount of releases that we want to get through. So these 2 songs are going to go there, and these 4 songs will go there, and
we totally scrap everything else. Totally scrap it. Yeah. So it's not like in the front.
So so Levitate's a very much a legitimate release. And we were actually just talking about maybe we should have timed that a bit better, but these things happen and we learn from our mistakes and stuff. Because we really like the Levitate EP. It's just maybe we need to give it a bit more sort of promotion or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just
the like kind of thing for the Levitate EP as well is that we also, as Keenan was saying earlier, we always like to try different things and everything like that. So with the the Levitate EP, we wanted to do a live tracking album.
Oh yeah, so that's tracked live, which is a new thing for us, and that was really cool.
So it's like one take, push record, everyone plays what they must play, and whatever's like mistakes happen is going to be on the album, you know, like, and so it was a really nice approach because we spent a lot of time in studio like setting everything up, and then you get that
Future, like that was like very
everything was like Mystical Future had its place, everything like we
meticulous,
know
like
it was very produced. We knew like where the songs must pick up and where they must let down and stuff. And with Levitate, we just wanted to kind of write songs that we could actually just let out some stuff inside, but just in a live, like kind of
like no click track, just kind of go for
no
it.
click track, just kind of go for it. And so it is a 2-track EP, so we aren't expecting like 500,000 orders for it, everything like that. But we love the fact that it's part of our catalog, because now when we're looking forward to what we're going to do next, which is say like the next whatever we're working on, then you know it puts everything in perspective a little bit, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. But let me ask you this, guys. You guys are you have 6 cassettes left out of 100. You guys, I see the cassettes for Mystical Future sold out. First off, whose idea was that? And I haven't asked the band why. Hey, it's making you guys money, so great. That's awesome. But gentlemen, here it is, July 10th, 2016. 2016, and you guys are still doing cassettes. Can you just tell me why?
Yeah, so
whose crazy idea that was?
So I think around the time we did our the first EP after Writing of Gods in the Sand, you know, like I don't know, I can't remember. There's this one distro sort of record label. I don't know where, somewhere in America, they're called Hell's Headbangers. I'm sure you guys must have heard that name before.
Sure, yeah, they were.
And I would just end up buying like patches and stuff from them quite a lot, and like CDs and records, and they would always sell tapes. And I was like, you could find like your favorite album, but on tape. And I'm like, well, that's fucking cool because it's so much cheaper to just buy the tape, you know. And then I think I sort of, for me personally, like started a little relationship with tapes, and I was like, oh, it'd be cool to do a Wildernessking tape. And then but I don't think we ever like sort of went out and looked for someone to put something on tape. And then a guy from San Diego, he has a little label called Grimoire Cassette Culture, he was like, hey, I really love your band, like would love to put out this EP on tape. And we were like, fuck yeah, put it out on tape, because it doesn't cost us anything, you know.
Exactly.
And we get this cool, and it gets us, and just tapes are awesome, man. I love them so much. They just look so cool.
It's a chance for different merch with nice new artwork and everything. Like that.
Now, hold on. Now, gentlemen, looking at you guys, you know, appear to be around the same age as me, not as old as the rest of my podcast guys. Maybe you say that tapes are cool because you're not like these guys who had hundreds of thousands of tapes all over the house. That you guys
do you guys have a good pencil for your tapes? Because I know that Jay and George can speak to this. I can't tell you how many times I was with the pencil. It's like, goddamn fucking tape.
Hey, actually, John, don't be so sure these guys even know what pencils are. We're the old guys here, remember? You know,
Like, pencil? What's a pencil?
Does this look familiar?
Yeah, I remember when I picked up Exodus Pleasures of the Flesh on cassette, and like right away the case got completely fucked. And so I had to do surgery on it. I like took like a Maxell like blank tape, opened it up, threw away the guts, took the Exodus tape, you know, lifted it up, placed it in there, and had to, you know, reassemble it and put it all back together just so I could listen to it.
Did it work?
It did.
Wow.
I was a surgical cassette genius.
Tape surgery there.
Yeah, but the cassettes literally here. I'm looking on your guys' Bandcamp. The cassettes sold out. So
yeah, people are buying cassettes in 2016.
But see, we've talked on the podcast. Are they listening to them? No.
And on what?
Maybe not. Maybe they're not listening to it, but they want it like as a mantelpiece or whatever, you know.
Yeah, they bought it. That's all that matters.
Exactly.
Music is decoration.
Idiots. No.
I mean, we only ever do like 100 or 200 max, you know. They're very like limited runs, and it's just like a little cool collector's thing. And it's just a nice thing to have, I guess. But and for us, it's always fun because we're gonna play around with different artwork on the tapes, and that's become like a staple thing for us. We always have different artwork for every format of every album.
I know a couple of years ago, some band, I get promos from bands all the time, and somebody actually mailed me a cassette, and I like took it out of opened up the envelope, took it out, and I was like, chucked it, and I'm like, I don't have anything to listen to this on. Sorry.
Yeah, I think I would have actually mailed it back. Spend the money to mail it.
Hey, George, that wasn't a Wildernessking tape that you got, was it?
No.
Hey, now guys, we're all three of us. We're huge vinyl guys. I see that you guys have vinyl, and that's also sadly sold out. Is your guys' vinyl in stock anywhere?
Sorry, which one are you looking at?
The Mystical Future vinyl is sold out.
The only reason it says sold out on it is just because we don't have copies anymore.
Oh.
So I couldn't say it's available, but then you can't buy it through us, So so the only reason that one says sold out is because we're waiting on some more copies. But I just got word that the blue and the black LPs are sold out. So there's still, I think there's about nearly 100 white LPs still left of Mystical Future.
Oh, all right.
So we just ordered about 30, so that should come soon, and the album will be available for however long it takes to sell those copies.
And you guys have
We'll be looking for it.
You guys are reissuing the EPs, aren't you? With the new artwork?
Yeah, we are.
They look great.
Awesome,
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
So with our first EP and The Night Swept Us Away, it never got a vinyl release. And there were a lot of fans saying, "Oh, we really love that EP. We really want it on vinyl."
Yeah.
And we were like, you know what? If someone wants to put it out at some point, we will definitely say yes. I can't see us saying no to that. And then for The Devil Within, that was the first sort of local, one of the first sort of Cape Townian sort of personal record label that put out an album on vinyl. That's because vinyl's also sort of booming like within our small scene here.
Yeah.
And so with The Devil Within, we put that out on a label called Rosen Records, and it was a sort of complete South African like release, which was a really cool thing to do.
Yeah.
And that sold out very quickly because it was 10-inch, really limited, like 200 copies. So that got sold out. So that wasn't available on vinyl anymore, and people also really wanted to get that, especially the fans that we only got like say last year and this year. They want the older music, but we don't have vinyl anymore. So it was just like a perfect thing to do, like And The Night Swept Away and The Devil Within. Because essentially, The Devil Within would be like a repress, and then The Night Swept Away is the first time on vinyl. So that's why how that release came about.
Moving forward here, tell me you guys are not going to get away from working with Jack Shirley. His work is amazing. The mastering that this guy did, amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I know it's weird because Jack has done all that the band was talking about earlier. I know he's worked with them as well, and as like with Young and In the Way and Deaf Heaven, obviously, like, and we were always just like really big fans of the production that he manages to get, because I think our sound can, if you kind of take the black metal route, you can kind of go very lo-fi, but we don't want that because there's all this there's a lot of nuances in the music.
A lot of melodies are lost.
There's a lot of we want the melodic aspect to come through, but we don't want it to sound like this like super clicky, like overproduced nuclear blast sounding band. No offense to those bands, but you know what I'm saying. That's just not our sound. So Jack managed to get like that perfect marriage between kind of giving it that real organic feel, but it's also quite crisp, and you can kind of hear everything.
Yeah, and there's a lot of space in the album as well.
And that's what that's why we were like,
you know what,
please
that
do
is,
our album.
and that is notable as soon as you start playing
soon.
the latest record. Like I think it achieves what you were hoping it would achieve, because it's still definitely kind of cult, you know what I mean? But it is so clean and so well put together that you immediately know I'm kind of getting ready to walk down a slightly different path here when you put that record on.
Yeah,
it's one of the things that sucks you in.
That's a great point, Jay, because we here with this podcast, we are exposed to so much music. And literally within the first couple of seconds that the album starts, you're like, "Whoa, what is this?"
It's a little different.
Something's different. Like when White Horses starts, it's cool. There's something different here. Now, you guys mentioned them, and they're a point of a lot of contention with a lot of people. Deaf Heaven. What do you guys think of them? I love them. I hated them at first. Absolutely hated them. I saw them live, blew my mind, and I am a huge fan of them. I absolutely love them now. What do you guys think of them?
Tell them you hate them. Tell them you hate them.
I know. Dylan's not that familiar with them.
I haven't really heard them,
I think initially when Sunbather came out, I'd liked Deaf Heaven from Roads to Judah, and I remember, I think it was even just before we did the Writing of Gods in the Sand, I remember taking the Roasted Judah on my flash drive to Dylan's house. And I was like saying, "Oh, listen to listen to the production. This is really good production." And it turns out Jack Shirley did that album. I remember really like loving the production, and also like the way the vocals kind of blended in with the music. I really liked that. And then I really liked Road to Judah. But then when Sunbather came out, like I thought that was one of the most overrated albums I'd ever heard in my entire life. Because obviously there are really great moments and the production, but I mean,
I just love it. I love it when somebody's trying so hard not to just like offend the person in front of them. Tell them, you know what, dude, I fucking hate it. You just walked up to that slowly. You know what? Like the cover art is really nice. They seem like nice guys, and
it's the whole package. No, but don't get me wrong, because I think I kind of went back to that album after listening to New Bermuda, which I fucking love.
And that's just what I was about to say. New Bermuda for me.
Agreed.
What they did with New Bermuda was what they were hinting at always from before. It's like the songs are still long, but it never goes to the point where it's sort of filler. And I felt that there's a lot of bits in Sunbather that were just like, oh, it could have done without this, you know? Where I feel like New Bermuda, they stripped it down and it's more riffy. Because that's the thing, and I guess what this always comes up when people compare us to like post black metal or atmospheric black metal bands. They like say, oh, you know, they're playing sort of like the Death Heaven style, Wolves in the Throne Room, or you know, whatever. I love Wolves in the Throne Room, so I never mind that comparison. But when people say, oh, it's like this whole post black metal thing, and for us, like I always feel that our band's a bit more riffy than those bands, you know. But again, because we're writing the music and we know what's going into it, I can imagine like, if you sort of skim a Wildernessking record, it just might seem like another riffy or non-riffy black or droney atmospheric band. But for me, what I loved about New Bermuda is that like there's some real riffs, you know, there's some sort of Slayer Metallica things going on there, you know, which I love. Yeah. The black metal aspect's still there, the melodic aspect's there. I think it's one of my favorite
guys, albums. I don't think you guys maybe get the similarities from people to Death Heaven, because I don't see any promo shots of you guys rocking turtlenecks.
Well, and also I think the whole,
but just that sort of general style of like, you know, you have like these long songs and there's some going to be a clean guitar at some point where it just kind of meanders for a little bit, or just, you know, that Falls of Raros. People always sort of bring that band up, and I've never listened to them.
Yeah, I've never heard them either.
But it's just, but I guess what I'm trying to say is like I'm hoping that with our new album that we're working on, we kind of want to stand on our own, and I guess that's what any band wants to do. But for now, I'm okay with being grouped with those bands. It just I do feel that we're saying something different. That's all.
Now, Dylan, I want to ask you this: when you and Jesse sit down to do work, who kind of takes the leader? Do you guys get your own bits in your head and then come together?
I mean, it's interesting because it's actually like worked out quite differently over a number of releases. Like, and that's been that's been something that we've actually wanted to do. That's been our aim, to always kind of switch around how we actually go up about writing songs and stuff, as we were speaking about earlier, because we're still kind of finding our feet. I mean, 5 years is a long time in our lives, but it's still young in terms of like a band's lifespan, you know? Yeah. So when Jesse and I get together, like, and we're writing a song, it might be like Jesse has like the first 4 riffs for a song, and then he'll show it to the band, and then I'll like feed off it. So I'll kind of watch what kind of chords he's kind of centering around and what like kind of key he's kind of looking for. And I'll try and give my own little perspective on it and make sure that we're meeting at some places, but then also like kind of deviating at others. And then on some other releases, like we've actually just met up and been like, okay, let's just try and write something together. So it's a very difficult question to ask, because we've purposely tried to make it different every time we've met up. And I guess that's the cool thing about it, because we haven't run out of different ways to do it. Yeah. So it makes us more excited to try and write together again, because there's still so many different ways that we could write together. And yeah, we've always been in band. I mean, I know Keenan and I have been in tons of bands, which nobody's probably heard of, but like tons of bands in Cape Town leading up to Wildernessking. And some of those bands, they've had like one main songwriter, and the band just gets very stagnant at some point, because you're always all feeding off that one person, like letting music out and everything like that. So I know Keenan and I, we feel very strongly about this. When we started the band, we said like there will be no stage where there's one person who's like kind of doing all the creative work, because it's just silly, because there's 4 people who have like their own minds and their own like ways of playing things.
Skill sets.
And you can learn from everything. And on the other hand, it's also, if you're one person, you're writing all the time, it's very weird. You can't get that objective opinion. You might think that your riffs are like the best in the world, but you need someone else to have the honest truth and say like, that's not really cool, you know?
Yeah.
And I guess with Jesse and I playing a lot, I can play a riff and Jesse will try and play with me and stuff, and I can see that he's not really feeling it. And that's good, because I know that's not a good riff for us to put in a song, because why should we put a riff in a song that the other guitarist is not feeling? So that's why when we do those pre-productions and stuff, we really put it like all our energy into it, and we like make sure that what we're playing is great. So difficult question to answer, but I guess it's something we're still like having fun experimenting with right now.
That makes sense, because when you read a description for your album on Bandcamp, you guys, for the last album, Mystical Future, it says atmospheric black metal, progressive rock, post-rock, progressive metal. I think that kind of shows through, even though you guys kind of fall into this little umbrella of atmospheric black metal.
Yeah. That's what I was referring to, John.
Yeah, I'm a prog guy, and everyone makes fun of me all the time. Oh, the old prog guy! Look at that asshole. Yeah. But I hear a lot of that in your stuff. If we're all earphone guys too. I love to throw the earphones on and turn the music up, and I hear the little intricate parts in there. And so you sort of answered my question, I guess, because it sounds like there's a lot of people putting something into this under the guise of one umbrella.
Definitely. Yeah.
So just real quick, it's a typical question, but is there any other? Who are your guys' main influences then? Since you have kind of this diverse sound that you're bringing all together.
Yeah. So I think when we started the band, it was around, when was this? Like sort of 2010, 2011. I think at that point we were still very much completely mad about Opeth and Mastodon and Gojira.
Catatonia, Agalloch.
Agalloch was a big one. Wolves in the Throne Room for me personally, like Enslaved. We were fucking worshipping Enslaved, and you can hear a little bit of Enslaved. I definitely think in our music,
which
is
Vertebra,
cool.
like we think is
Vertebra was like everyone. It's so weird because I think there's a lot of Enslaved fans who don't like Vertebra as much as their other records, but that's my favorite, and I think
it's probably their pinnacle, honestly.
Awesome. But just because I have seen a lot of bad reviews and also the production value on that album. So it's so organic and warm. And anyway, that's a conversation to have another time. But we should have our album actually sound like
hey, we're the guys to have that conversation with. Trust me.
So I guess those and Primordial for me as well was a big vocal.
Yes,
I love that fucking band. So in fact, it wasn't actually that much black metal. I think that was more of a personal thing. I know for me, I was getting into that sort of real darker side of music and like really enjoying like older Gorgoroth and discovering like Deathspell Omega. But I mean, I don't know if that like really tied into the music though. Immortal maybe, maybe that came through a bit more. But again, Immortal has a sort of like more riffy black metal style. And so when we get people from Norway buying our music, I was like, oh yes, we've done something right. They're not into American sound, so that's cool. Feels like we're doing something right.
But the cover for Mystical Future is not exactly your while it's a mountain range, it's not exactly the frozen tundra of the north, though, is it?
Yeah, no, exactly. And I guess we want to do.
That was a conscious.
That was a conscious thing. Like we're very sort of influenced by our surroundings, and we surrounded by a lot of beautiful things, a lot of bad things as well. And then I think that ties into the album as well. And we kind of wanted to be like, well, this is what we see, and this is what we inspired by. So it's sort of like an ode to our homeland, so to speak.
Yeah, I think I still remember.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I still remember Keenan and I talking about it and being like, yeah, we can go all the way up to the forest here on the mountain and wait for like a very like misty morning and stuff because we wanted a photo for the album, you know?
Yeah.
And then what are we doing? Why are we doing that? You know, all we're trying to do is trying to take an album cover that we've seen before. And it actually happened that we were taking a photo shoot on that very beach, that very day that we took that, or the photographer took that photo. And we were there and he turned around and everything just looked perfect. It was the four of us standing there and he took that picture and that ended up being on the album. So it's a very organic memory.
Sort of
natural.
You know, suddenly I'm picturing a black metal band in Hawaii who's got to come up with a cover. And they're all just going, fuck, I don't know what we're going to do, dude.
And then, Jay, there's the one idiot in the band who had a lay on the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so around about, I mean, and so just to talk about our influences and stuff. So when we were talking about, I don't know, like when we all came together as a band, there actually, I can't think of one band that all of us really enjoy. Like, I mean, I might be missing some. But like literally, there's not one band where we all get together, and if we're like all in a car, it's like if we're all in a car together, what on earth are we going to listen to? Like it's. I mean, obviously the person driving chooses, but you know what I'm trying to say.
I just force my friends and wife to listen.
I assumed it would be Rodriguez. That's a little inside joke between me and the boys. You guys know Rodriguez, right? That whole South Africa.
He actually came to Cape Town. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the Rodriguez documentary.
Oh, it was great.
That's pretty much a Cape Townian thing.
Oh, is that right? Okay, well, I'm going to go back and watch it again.
Because, you know that record shop that he goes, it's like this guy who's like tracking him down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That record store is 5 minutes that way.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love that
documentary.
Yeah, that was my sort of, and all like, I think the opening scene is like they're driving around the mountain. That's in Camps Bay. That's like 10 minutes from where we are right now. So. Cool. Check it out again. Yeah, it's cool. So the guy who tracks him down is like a local South African like music collector dude.
Right. Yeah. Is it a good record store?
I mean, it's one of 3. So yes,
it's one of the top. It's one of the top 3 record stores.
The top 3.
Definitely the top 3.
But there's actually one that just popped up now, which is actually like selling really good like record, like vinyl. But we don't have. There's not enough people who like just alternative music in general. Never mind metal. That's like a whole other niche by itself, you know.
Yeah, such a diverse country.
It's such a everyone's just listening to all sorts of things. But yeah, so it's,
like Australia. Do you suffer from just really bad kind of charges for like does it cost a lot of money to buy records down there or other things? Yeah, it doesn't. And music.
I mean,
what's popular music there? Like here, you listen to the top of the charts and you've got Bieber and shit like that. What kind of stuff is popular there?
I guess the same stuff. Like whatever gets played on the radio would be popular. So like whatever. Yeah, like Justin Bieber or like...
There's like a big pop... Like, I mean, obviously pop culture is everywhere in the world. So they'll obviously like relay everything that the States are listening to and some UK stuff. And then any sort of South African locally made music, that's going to be like more like the traditional music, like in traditional languages, but still have that like pop feel to it. It's
like kind of emulating something overseas, but giving it like some sort of local flavor.
So it has that sort of like spin on it, where you have everyone who's like trying to almost be a pop star and everything like that, But I mean, it's don't get me wrong, the scene's huge and stuff like that. But as we were saying, it's just because there's so many different subcultures here. And
it's not just one thing that it's sort of focused on.
Which is cool because no one can take it all over then, if that kind of makes sense.
Exactly,
People, sorry?
I was going to ask you, when you guys have to play shows, how far is the longest you guys have to travel to different venues?
Oh, not long at all.
No, I think
probably the longest ride was probably like half an hour to Stellenbosch, maybe.
Yeah, half an hour away.
But normally it's like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
it's very quick.
I mean, we've played shows like right at the bottom of the street in a really nice place.
Yeah,
like
we're actually literally in the road that we're in.
The road that we're in now. There's launch. We had 2 shows on this road because we also played here at Straight No Mahogany Road.
No, I'm thinking of that.
And then Kimberley Hotel as well.
Oh, of course.
And so everything's quite close. That's really cool about it. But even tying into our question, we were talking about touring earlier, like the other big city in our country is Johannesburg, obviously, which is like more than 1,000 kilometers away. So it's like you play everything here, and then we pretty much have nothing inland until like Joburg, which is 1,000 kilometers away. So Cape Town's cool, but as we were speaking about, there's only so many venues.
You're sort of limited like things to do in Cape Town. So like for us, we feel that we've kind of done most things a metal band. I think everything a metal band can do in Cape Town and in South Africa, really. So I guess that we have our sights set on foreign shores now.
That's good. I like that. We've done everything a metal band can do in Cape Town.
So for us here, 1,000 kilometers, I had to do the math. 600 miles. You guys, have you made it out there to play? Because that's not like next door.
No, I mean we've done it 3 times now.
Yeah, we've done it. 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. Even this year, like months ago, 2 months ago?
2 months ago, yeah.
We went to Johannesburg, which is about, as you said, about 700 miles away or something, and then 600 miles, and then down to the coast. We played another show there, and then back up to Joburg, played another place through there, and then we fly back. You see, so it's more like we fly to that city, and then we play around that city, and then we'll fly back here. And
just doesn't make sense to drive because there's not a lot of like sort of spots you can play on the way. I mean, there are, but like it's almost pointless stopping there because you're going to be playing to like no one essentially. We might be lucky if there's one guy who turned up and who actually liked the show. So I guess you just have to be smart about it. But hey, if we had more money to do that, I'm sure we would just have like a holiday because South Africa is a beautiful place. Like no matter where you go, it's just in terms of what we're doing,
you can't make money from the tour.
Yeah, you won't be able to make money from it.
And I mean, I still remember being like a young child and stuff, and you always see these music documentaries on TV, and they're like, and then we just got into our van and we started touring from city to like town to town. And I remember being like 8 years old or something and thinking like, where did they drive? Like, there's no place near here. And you realize that like places like the States or Europe is completely different. You can like town hop or city hop and go from state to state.
You guys are so lucky.
You guys are so fortunate about it. We locked, I guess that's where we are, right? The point.
That's funny you guys should say that because I can't tell you how many times I'll be talking to George and Buke and be like, there's a show in Baltimore. Fuck, I'm not driving up there. It's like 40 miles. I'm not driving in all that traffic.
So, guys, have you guys been able to see a lot of bands even tour at all?
Actually, the weird thing is, like, over the last 3 years, I'd say, we've been very lucky because I think people are starting to catch on to Cape Town, not just being like a sort of cool place to visit in terms of sights to see, but there's a lot going on here, man. There's like a lot of good music and there's sort of cool alternative things happening within the underground, and people are starting to sort of catch on to that. And just in terms of like design and sort of like the creative industries, like they're really, like, we have some very incredibly talented people here, but we just maybe don't have the resources like you guys do, you Europeans do. But we're starting to sort of get to that level now.
Has Opeth played South Africa?
I thought they were
done. But we'll probably get them in like 5 albums time when they are completely irrelevant. But, right now, no. But Behemoth was here for the second time.
Yeah. We played with Behemoth the first time.
We played with them in 2014.
Yeah.
What else is done? So there was this local metal festival called Witch Fest, and they brought down Septic Flesh,
Cannibal Corpse,
Aborted. Cannibal Corpse was fucking insane.
Yeah.
So we've been actually really lucky over the last couple of years to see some really great.
But as Keenan said, recently,
that's a recent thing.
Yeah.
At the Gates was supposed to come down. But anyway, we've seen some.
You guys got the Maiden tour just recently too, didn't you?
Exactly. Yeah. Unfortunately,
cool.
couldn't go to that, but yeah, Maiden was here. So,
but I mean, we are
for the second time as well.
Yeah, for the second time. Cool. They were down like in the 90s, and
I think
so
with Blaze, that guy. They were down here with the wrong singer, basically.
So Maiden made their first appearance just recently, is what you're saying then?
Yes, exactly. There you go.
So we have it much more fortunate than like say the generation just before us.
I think if you had told us like 10 years ago we'd get to see like Behemoth at like a local venue, we'd be like, you're lying.
Yeah, you're lying.
That will never happen. So
when you were talking like fathers or something, like people just older than us and stuff, I mean, they were like collecting records and vinyls. I'm sure like they would just have loved to see like a single band come and visit.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know my father has like tons of records and barely ever saw people who like he actually listened to. And it's much more fortunate now with Keenan and I
our generation,
because a lot of these more bands are taking the risk, and not risk, but just jumping out.
As I said, like people are starting to like catch on to Cape Town. People whenever bands come down, they're just like, wow, this is a really crazy cool city. Like, I think we almost like forgotten about it, like the southern tip or something, but people are starting to catch on. I don't know if you guys know Magruder Grind at all.
Yeah, I've heard the name. Yeah.
So they're like a power violence trio from grindcore Brooklyn band. We just played with them like 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
They were down doing a South African tour.
That was awesome. Yeah.
So there's a couple of friends of ours who have now sort of taken the liberty in bringing like international bands on a smaller scale. So that's like that's the third band they brought down now, and they're doing really cool things. And we're just lucky to be like, hey, we want to play the show, and then we can. Yeah. So that's fun. That's the cool thing about the underground.
Like, look at this. Why would you not want to play there? Why would you not want to go there? Look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
It's amazing.
So, guys, on the quick side note, what's the World Cup stadium being used for now, or is it
a giant toilet pot?
It looks like it, yeah. That's where they're storing the Vavazulas or whatever the fuck it was.
Is it even being used now for anything?
No, not really. I mean, it's a weird point because all the cities had to have for technical things, like all the cities when they had the stadiums, they had to have like a backup plan for what the stadiums were going to be used for after the the tournament and everything like that. And I think only the stadium in Durban, like the King Shaka Stadium in Durban, I think it is, that one's still being used quite a lot. Because they have like this cool sky like ramp sort of thing that you can walk over the stadium and everything like that. But in terms of Cape Town, like it's just sitting here doing nothing. There was talk of having like a kind of flea market type market thing. And then it's just like
this gorgeous
there's no
stadium.
Point, you know?
It's right here on the water. It looks like there's a golf course around it. And it's probably just sitting there not being used.
Yeah, Iron Maiden needs to
taking up a
play
lot
it.
of space. It's huge.
But
do have
you guys have like baseball and football, so you probably get used for one of those things, right? But
we have some soccer matches.
We have some soccer matches there, but I mean, hardly. It's definitely underutilized. I know there's an event happening there, but like it's not the field. They use like the
conference center.
The conference or like the corridors. It's weird.
Just
but
like,
I mean, Chili Peppers played there. Kings of Leon played there. Coldplay played there. Justin Bieber played there.
Yeah. Now we're getting into it. Now we're talking.
There we go.
But we can't pack the stadium just yet. You know?
One day, boys. So you quickly go with the ask you a couple more questions. We'll let you guys go on your evening. The sports down there. What do you guys watch sports at all? And if so, what do you guys watch?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, sports very. I mean, South Africa is pretty much like a sporting nation. I mean, amazing cricket, amazing rugby, which is our. Like, I mean, in terms of like South Africa's like one of the best teams in both of those sports.
Do you guys watch sports? Because we talk to a lot of bands. They're like, no, I don't watch sports at all.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like,
I do watch sports.
Okay, so a little history of my life is I come from a very like sporty family. So my dad was a professional soccer player, and that's something I was. Yeah, so I was going to end up. That was my plan to do it with my life, and then I discovered metal, and all went downhill from there.
Like you're a disappointment.
Pretty much. That's not even an exaggeration, but anyway. So I come from, and also a big cricket fan. So I personally come from like a family that's like very into sport. So I still love sport, but I've definitely not paid as much attention to it now as I've gotten older. But I mean, I still, if it's on TV,
did Dad play in country, out of country?
Yeah, I played sort of for the local professional clubs, like
Cool.
I'm so glad I got to hear the term "amazing cricket" today. I didn't know those two things could go together.
Cricket,
cricket.
Guys,
it's amazing.
Cricket is really hard. I have one of my friends from work is from Trinidad. They love cricket.
Yeah,
but then he tells me, and then cricket's on, but he's like, yeah, Buke, the same match is now in it's like 4th or 5th day.
And the score is like 147.
It just blows my mind how
I can't make heads or tails of it.
I'll tell you, South Africa's got a great golfer. I'm sure you guys know him, Gary Player, who is probably the 80-year-old man I would fear the most in the world because he's in such great shape. He'd probably beat my ass in a second.
I met him once.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I think Gary Player lives in America, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's probably been here for a while, but I believe he grew up there. Yeah, so
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of great sort of South African sportsmen and sportswomen, and I would say sports big, especially, and soccer is also massive. I mean, in terms of like nationally, like we have a lot of sort of big soccer clubs, and like fans are, as fanatical as pretty much anything and for any kind of entertainment thing. But and we watch a lot of
band. Yeah, you're saying like we're also quite an active band in a way. So like we do like every once in a while like kicking the ball around together and like and so obviously we have. I mean, I played soccer since I was like young. Played club soccer for a long time until
and Jason, our drummer, was not here.
Yeah, Jason also played.
He's an incredible sportsman. Like he's really talented. Like that guy can literally fucking do anything. Like I'm not even shitting. That guy can do anything.
I'd like to see. Let's get a Iron Maiden, Wildernessking soccer game going.
Wow.
Yeah. They play. Those guys play.
I know they do. We definitely win. Though.
And they're old now, so you could probably beat them. They're getting up there.
It's amazing though.
Well,
yes,
gentlemen, getting here, wrapping things up with you guys, which we're having a blast, which I could talk to you guys all day.
It's always like that with these things,
How is the future looking for you guys? I know you already talked about how the writing process is, and it's kind of a slow burn. Can we expect anything new soon?
It's weird. The writing process isn't always a slow burn, like with Levitate, I think we did that in like a month. It just depends, we go through like these very like productive periods, and then a period where we kind of chill out and just take it easy. But we're writing a lot of new music, and I know just between Dylan and myself, we have quite a few ideas. We
definitely are pushing to do something.
Yeah, we are. The plan is, and I don't want to talk before anything happens, but like we definitely gonna have a new full length next year, definitely.
Excellent.
Yeah, I can't say exactly when, but I think not later than the middle of 2017 there will be a new Wildernessking album, because the plan is to go to Europe we'll hopefully be there at this time next year
to promote that.
To promote a third record, so that's the plan. Yeah.
Guys,
So and we might do something before then as well. A little EP. We love doing little EPs before albums, so that's just like also a thing for us.
Go play Vakken.
Play Vakken. Was there ever talk in the band, guys, that if things continue to take off for you guys, are people at a point in your life like maybe the idea of picking up and moving to a more metal friendly area?
It's a good question.
Maybe
it's something that's definitely sort of popped up quite a few times, and it's so weird. Like, I don't know, when you're younger, you always have these ideas of like playing on a big stage, and we've never done that yet, But it is something that we still dream about. I think still like to this day. And I think when you're young, you always you kind of have like, you're very optimistic, and you don't kind of realize what life is going to throw at you. So you're like, oh, I'm just going to be in a band full time, and I'm going to do this, and it's going to be great. I'm going to make lots of money, and I'm going to be happy. And then as you get older, you're like, oh, maybe that's not even going to happen, So then all I can say is for us, like, we're just super grateful that people have responded to our music in this way, to the point where now we are actually talking about going to Europe. And just if this is a once-off tour, we're gonna die happy, man. But and I think we sort of realized that we love living in Cape Town. Like, I wouldn't live in another place in the world. And I've traveled a little bit, I haven't been to America yet. I've been to Europe, and I'm definitely, we have to go to America.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Or the States, or whatever you guys call it.
If there was one place that you could play, where would you like to play?
New York would be actually.
Yeah, New York probably would be amazing in terms of this. I mean, I don't know. Like, would that be a good place for us to play? Like,
we don't know what the scene's like, but it would be great to go there.
Just in terms of a city, though.
It's a great city.
How about Washington, D.C.?
You don't want to come here now. It's all fucked up.
Like, playing you in that room you have back there.
Yeah, exactly. We can fit a few people in
No,
here.
but like, I think what I'm trying to say is that, like, like, you kind of, your sort of goals kind of shift as you get older. So I think for us now is to keep making good records that we're really proud of. And if that allows us a sort of month holiday, which would be traveling and playing shows, then I couldn't think I'd want more than that. You know? I don't know if I would want to do, like,
a whole
tour 8
relocation.
months of 12 months, like 8 months of the year, whatever.
Yeah.
Or whatever bands do. Like, that just seems crazy.
Yeah, it might suck the passion out of like what we're doing with the releases in a way, like just to go, because obviously it's like 14 hours for us just to get somewhere else in the world, like, which is quite tough, and touring would be tough on. But what I'm trying to say is that earlier, like, a question about relocating is kind of a double-edged sword, because when we were like younger, it was almost like
we have to relocate. Like,
we'll have to relocate. We have to relocate. And then some of us were also like, oh, but we'll never will, because like, it would just be like turning your back on South Africa and everything like that. And now that we're getting older, we just actually don't listen to any of those thoughts anymore. And we actually just look towards the future and be like, cool, we're going to release an album. It would be amazing for us to go and tour, get some new contacts, speak to more people, have more opportunities like this where we get to speak to awesome people,
exactly.
and just go, and then we'll see, we'll take every day as it comes, in a way.
Can I?
So I think
go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, Jay. So I think, I don't know if we will relocate, but we might we might relocate maybe for a year or so.
Yeah,
or
like 4 years.
I think something that has become quite special to us, and it's not something that I think maybe this is more Dylan's influence, but it's not something that I gave too much thought of when we started our band. But now that we have some sort of success and some people like our band, like I think it's very important for us to continue to be a South African band, you know? And I don't think, because, you know, that's quite a special thing.
You know what the thing is? And you're going, you said it's a special thing, and that's cool. You're going to, of course, see reviews for every album, you know, for years to come. And it's gonna have in there, hey, this band from South Africa, and that's cool.
Yeah.
That is kind of your thing.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's not another band from Sweden. You know, you guys are kind of your own thing. So that's cool.
Yeah, take
Yeah,
pride
and
in
have our
it.
own stories,
And if we had to relocate to the middle of everything, then as you're saying, we might lose that little bit of touch of something special.
Yeah,
it is.
So I don't think it's off the cards for us to sort of go relocate maybe for 6 months or so, and maybe go write an album in San Francisco, something like that, something kind of more conceptual, like. But I think we always going to be a South African band. I think we're always going to live here. It would be nice to kind of travel the world and do this. Yeah.
And getting up to the stage where we can do like a tour in Europe and a tour in the States, like every year or something like that.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Just do once a year and do like sort of 30 days on, and then 4 months off and another 30 days, and then because then it doesn't become a job, you know. I think we love living here, and I think we're all interested to see what sort of, I don't know, financial business ventures we might take on here in Cape Town. So I don't know, the future's kind of looking very bright and wide right now.
Yeah.
I like that. You know, you can
not
go
that
and work
mystical
anywhere,
anymore.
but home is home, you know. So,
Yeah.
you know, even if you went and worked somewhere for a year, South Africa's still home, you know.
Yeah.
You don't have to change your home just to work.
Exactly.
Totally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we are, you know. That's definitely where we are.
Awesome.
You know, a minute ago, Dylan said that he liked having good experiences, like talking to awesome people like this, and I think he was talking about us. So I think I can't. And when we get a guest up to that level, that's when we need to wrap it up, because we're only going to push them down now.
Yeah.
Before we go, we want to give you guys a chance to let everybody know where they can find your stuff.
Pretty much like most like sort of online like streaming services, like from Spotify to Deezer to SoundCloud to YouTube, Bandcamp, everywhere. So yeah, check us out, Wildernessking.
And then merch or anything like that will be something from Bandcamp would be great, because that's obviously run by us. Yeah. And if we're all sold out, then obviously support the labels. We appreciate it very much.
Well, yeah, it's funny because when Buke was asking about vinyl, and he said it was sold out, and you kind of looked confused there for a second, and then he said for Mystical Future, and you're like, oh yeah, and so I was like, that must mean that the first album is still up there on vinyl, and so I actually went up there and I bought it. So there you go.
Oh really? When did you buy it?
Just while we were talking.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, that's amazing. I'll check on my phone. I'll send you an email saying thank you so much. But I'm gonna see it right now.
I got the green swirly one.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Yay. Thank you, George.
Yeah, thank you so
we
much.
have about I think it says 18 on the site, but we're waiting for another 12, and then that's it. And that's
it forever.
That album will be sold out and won't be repressed, I don't think. Like, but that's also, it feels so good, man. Like, we've managed to sell nearly 300 records as a South African band, and we're very like appreciative of anyone who's bought that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thanks, George. Now they got to pay how much, like $200 shipping.
No, I had to pay the shipping.
Oh yeah.
It was like $18 to ship it here.
Jesus. Is it when you guys?
That's actually not bad compared to most places. You know, like Germany's the only place that it's relatively cheap.
Yeah, Germany's cheap for some reason, but
Germany's great for every reason.
Metal stronghold.
Germany's great for every reason. There you go.
Like, I think it's because of the German fans we get to take a little cut from our PayPal account now and then, you know, because the German fans, like I'd say they make the sort of bulk of our fan base, which Germans have been very good to us, so we're very grateful.
There's a scene there, man. There is a scene there. That's the metal country.
Yeah, we definitely gonna get out there next year. But then I'd say after after Germany, probably Americans actually.
Yeah.
So it's nice to know we have some fans on both continents. Europe and North America.
America bought a copy today.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you, America. Good night to say.
Well, all right. Does anybody else have anything else to say before we go?
Only that it was a pleasure to have these
Yeah,
gentlemen. here.
definitely.
It was a lot of fun, guys.
Thank you guys so much.
I'm glad, Keenan, we finally got to put this together after talking, a few months now.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's awesome. Good things take time.
Yeah, we don't do anything quickly.
Yeah, but we appreciate it. And we don't. Our interviews are long, so it was nice of you guys to take the time. It's generous of you, and we all dig your stuff.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Look
much.
out
Thanks a
for
lot,
new
Tess.
music before the end of the year, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, for real quick, last question. I know we just ended it and wrapped it up all nice, but I love streaming services. They help me in my coming and going to work and stuff like that. Is your whole catalog going to hit Spotify and stuff? Because I see that just Mystical Future is on
it's the only one
Spotify.
there right
Yeah,
now.
unfortunately, it's only Mystical Future because when we kind of spoke with the labels and like they've kind of done all that sort of back end admin things of like putting our album on Spotify and on iTunes or whatever. But we were actually talking about that earlier. So the best thing to do, I don't know, I think Bandcamp has a sort of streaming app.
Yeah,
does,
once you
It
buy
does.
stuff on Bandcamp,
Yeah. Okay,
But
so
after a while, it stops you playing it. Yeah.
because so like pretty much everything we've ever done is on Bandcamp, and maybe we should even speak to one of the labels and ask them to put the whole back catalog on as
Spotify,
well
yeah.
on
Yeah, 'cause,
Spotify.
it's just people,
No, you're right.
allowing
That's
them
true.
to find you more. Yeah, because
No, exactly.
people's listening habits are different, and I'm
Yeah,
sure if
people
they're
listen to
listening
music
to you,
differently. Yeah, you're so right. Thank you for bringing that up because I'll definitely actually speak to them and be like, maybe we should get all of the music up on there.
Yes.
So that
It's-
our catalog is.
it all could come back around. Or hey, if they hear it on Spotify, go buy it on Bandcamp.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah.
But that and now the Wildernessking wine. 2 tips from Buke.
Remember, you guys get Buke in when it comes time.
Oh, hey, no, it's always self-serving with him, though. He's like, here's the app I use. Can you put your music on that, please?
Hey, well, sorry, I can't be like George and get on their good side by buying their stuff right now.
Yeah, and let me know when
George is trying to buy your guys' love and affection.
when you get more Mystical Future vinyl. Let me know. I'll buy one of those too.
I'll add you guys to the database. Well, at least you and George and John, because you guys have, I have your email addresses. So you'll see when we have new stuff ready and
Stock available.
yeah.
Excellent. Awesome.
Thank you guys so much. Like we had such a fun time.
Thank you
chatting
so
to
much.
you.
gentlemen.
It's very easy to do it. So yeah, we'll do it another time.
Yeah,
we'll have you back.
we'll
We'd
have
love
you on
to have
again
you back.
sometime. Next album maybe.
Next album
Yeah,
sounds
yeah,
good.
yeah. Excellent, sounds great.
Definitely.
Awesome, guys. Hope you have a great Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. You too.
Enjoy your evening.
We'll talk to you later.
Cheers, guys.
Cool.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye. All right, that was our interview with Wildernessking. Make sure to check those guys out. You can pick them up on Bandcamp. Bandcamp is probably the best place to get their stuff because, of course, Bandcamp stuff goes directly to the band. So make sure to check them out.
Yeah, good interview.
Yeah, great guys. We love talking to them.
Love talking to them.
We could have talked to them all day if we had time.
I just want to say again, John, thank you for setting that up. That was really enjoyable talking to those guys.
Hey, and it was really all Keenan. He emails you, or he emailed me at least when I bought Mystical Future. And
He
said, hey,
emailed
thanks
me
a lot.
too.
And we just started talking because there's a little bit of an Opeth reference with my username. And it's just talking more and more. I can't tell you how many emails I've got from him. So it was really cool to finally talk to him and Dylan.
Yeah, I think it's really great that bands on Bandcamp have this personal touch that they do when you buy their album. Like I said, he emailed me as well. I think that's really smart because it sort of reinforces a bond and a feeling with the band when they, they all have the automatic email, thank you for buying the album. But then when they actually take time and write and say, hey, George, blah, 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 and they throw things in there, like you mentioned the podcast. And so it personalizes it and builds a bond between you and the band. And I think that's really smart.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
All right, let's get into some news. First up, Paul Di'Anno denies having cancer. He says he had a rugby ball-sized abscess on his lungs. That doesn't sound very fun.
Sounds big.
It sounds bad, yeah.
Rough. Well, feel better, Paul. So the first batch of MDF 2017 bands have been announced, and I know some of us are kind of looking forward to this. First one was Morbid Angel with Steve Tucker. Personally, I could care less about that one. I don't know about the rest of you.
Don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, fuck them. All right. But then we've got Autopsy. And, they're pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing them.
Who was
Autopsy.
It? Gotcha. Well, I know you're getting ready to say Ackercocker's coming.
Yeah, Ackercocker is also coming. And then probably the most anticipated one so far for myself, and I'm sure for John, In the Woods are going to be playing.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Big time into that.
And there's a band called Decrepit Birth. They're going to be playing there. I've heard of them. They're a death metal band. And the band that will hopefully guarantee that Neutrino is coming back next year, Nordjvel is going to be playing as well. So that's kind of a cool little treat.
There's at least one name that I absolutely cannot read on the poster, so I'll be looking forward to whoever that is.
They have the written out list on the website as well.
Is it on the Facebook page or on their website?
I think it's a Facebook.
I thought it was, yeah.
The only band I'm looking forward to has been announced, and they're the headliners, The Parking Lot.
Of course.
Yeah.
So it's been speculated by a German newspaper that the new Metallica album may end up releasing on October 14th. So I guess we'll see if that actually happens.
I've probably made this clear, but I really don't care. I don't. Whatever. I mean, and it's not because I have any disrespect for them or any weird thing like that, but they're done. They're not going to make any great records anymore.
It could still be interesting. I just finished reading their book, Birth, School, Metallica, Death. Well, I don't know if it's their book, but it was a book about them anyway.
I think it was authorized, so that sort of counts.
So it was a good read.
Was it? Okay. I'm waiting for that Master of Puppets book.
Yeah. Let's see, what else is going on? Century Media is going to be releasing a 7-inch Hellhammer single called Blood Insanity on August 19th. I'll probably get it because it's Hellhammer. I'm not a big fan of 7 inches, even though I bought all those Iron Maiden ones that came out a couple years ago.
George is a big 10-inch fan.
It's got to be 10 inches or at least 12 inches for me to be interested.
I'm exactly the same as you, George. I'll get it, just to get it, And I don't know if I've ever heard the song, with no disrespect to Highhammer, because I actually love them, but, probably not. It's not going to be like the lost great track or anything, but yeah. I mean, what was the history on it? I read is it just something they recorded and it just never released?
I guess I didn't read the full article.
Okay.
So probably some of the biggest news on here. I think this is probably the biggest news on here. Blind Guardian is going to be playing the entire Imaginations from the Other Side album on their North American tour this fall. And John pointed out a message from Power Prog confirming that they're going to be playing it at Power Prog as well. So John and I are on board for that.
You're going to hear it. Man. I have to say one thing about them, though, which is Hansi does not even try to hit the high notes at least not when I saw him live.
Imaginations from the other side.
I mean, he sounds good, but he just doesn't hit the high stuff. Like when he gets to something that is maybe... No, there's some stuff he really just shoots for a lower register, which is fine. It's fine. He sounded like himself. I saw him on the Twist and the Myth tour, which was a record I think I liked more than most other people, but... That's cool that you guys are going to hear that.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And you know what? Maybe we will too, depending on what those tour dates are.
Yeah, the nice thing is we're going to get probably the biggest stage you think they play on the tour, maybe one of the bigger stages.
Yeah, and probably the most enthusiastic crowd,
Yeah.
Oh, man, that crowd will eat them up.
Yep.
Yeah, they're when I saw them play the third Prog Power, I think. I can't remember. It's been a while. The place just went insane for them. So it'll be cool to see them again.
There was a band that I know, like a lot of their subject matter gains them a lot of fans. But I've never... I'm not saying it's because I don't like them. I've never understood why they are as big as they are.
It's like metal.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they're bad at all. I love them. It's just they're one of those bands I don't understand, why they are big.
That's the way I feel about Opeth.
Ouch.
Just kidding.
I think
I don't know.
Buke, honestly, I think it's like, first of all, they've been around for a long goddamn time. But I think at that time, it was like the band that like the Dungeons and Dragons fans went for. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think that really is part of their appeal to people.
Yeah,
totally.
Makes sense.
And there was always demons and wizards metal out there, but they really just went for it. They were really like, it sounds like a role-playing game in its way,
Yeah.
Iron Maiden released a game on iOS and Android called Legacy of the Beast. A few days ago, Jay sent out a message to everybody going, "Hey, you played this game yet?" And I hadn't played it yet, but I downloaded after he mentioned that. And I don't know if you've been playing it, Jay, what your opinion is, but when I opened it up, I started kind of playing around through it, and I was very unimpressed. I was like, oh, this is so lame. It's all on rails, and it's kind of lame. And then next thing I know, it was 3 hours later.
Yeah, you go stuck in it. That's because it's turn-based combat. It's fun, and it's fucking Eddie, and the sound is cool. I think it's kind of fun.
Well, 3 hours later, I was like grudgingly like, all right, fine, it's not that bad.
Well, and the sound, and I love when Eddie screams. It's really actually like Bruce, and it's something they isolated from one of the recordings, and it's like you know what I mean? It's good. I like it, and it's kind of. I was telling Buke this, and it's not. It certainly doesn't have this depth. But it's a kind of thing like Heroes of Might and Magic after a fashion. Yeah. It's that turn-based stuff, and you can upgrade your characters and stuff. The only thing I haven't found out yet is if you ever get to play as other Eddies than the one you first see, which I was under the impression you eventually would.
I got as far... So yeah, that's what happens when you play for like 3 hours. I got far enough that I got Wicker Man Eddie. And
you were playing as Wicker Man Eddie?
You can
okay, cool.
There's a little button on there. You can tap it, and any other Eddies you have...
Oh, fuck yeah.
It'll let you pick one.
I will continue to play then. I enjoyed it. I think it's a fun game. I mean, it's a good one like when you're sitting there waiting for the train or to pick up your wife or whatever. It's a good way to waste 10 minutes.
Yeah. You have to give... I haven't tried it yet. Do you have to give your name when you start playing? No. So it's not going to scream and say, "Scream for me, Jay! Scream for me!"
Hey, that would be killer.
Yeah, the thing is that I don't like about the game, I tried it. I don't like gaming on my phone, really. Here I am, PC Master Race guy.
No, that's reasonable, dude.
These games now that are free throw microtransactions at you so much.
Yeah, there's stuff like that in there, but I didn't bother doing any of it.
It's not as bad as some of them, though, Buke, for what it's worth. God, what was this game I was playing?
Candy Crush?
No, but it was like it was the Warcraft game. Buke, if you ever played that, it was actually kind of fun, and that was microtransaction fucking bullshit hell. The Maiden one's a little better off. You can steer clear of it pretty easy, but I mean, it's fun. It's fun. It's Iron Maiden. It's just that's the whole reason that I'm interested in it, and it's fun.
Right on.
Cool.
Is there somebody else here?
Hello.
Well,
what the hell? Look,
I had to do some negotiations, but I'm here.
Yeah, you are.
Late to the party, man, but I'm here. Yeah. Well, I thought I'd say hello. Hello, everyone in the podcast world.
Yay, Will's here.
Right on.
There's a package headed your way tomorrow, Will.
You are the man. Thank you.
My pleasure, buddy.
Don't send anything to the rest of us.
Yeah.
You know what?
Why do we bring this guy on? If this episode gets out, we'll let Will say it. But don't let this guy get on here. He still hasn't made us a Metalheads beer yet.
Ouch.
Oh.
No, what I was referring to, is I got Will with one of those Mastodon beers.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it, sir.
No, yeah, I'll send it up.
And I will write it up and give you tons of credit.
I'm really curious to hear what you think of it, to be honest with you, because your palate is probably more sophisticated than mine. So, and not probably, it is. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I've had all the Mastodon beers. This was probably the one I liked the most.
Did you have, was it Iron Tongue or Black Tongue?
Yeah.
Is this the one from Germany?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised how you were able to score that one.
There's a really kick-ass fucking beer store near me that gets weird and obscure shit. It's where I buy my Pliny. Which actually, did you say you'd had that before, dude?
By the way, feel free to send some.
Yeah, where's my Pliny, bitch?
Actually, you know what? Well, if you, and I'm sure you don't care, but if you want to wait another day or two, I'll throw Pliny in there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I can wait. And I'll reciprocate and I'll send you some beers from out here.
Cool. Yeah, I'll let you know when it's on its way. But the Pliny's, I think, come out on whatever. I'll get one this week. I stop in.
Yeah, I've been waiting for a Pliny.
You know what, Buke? I will send 2 to Will. And
3?
And that means that and then you fuckers. The problem is they only sell me one at a time, so I'm gonna have to walk in and out of this store 3 times. They won't, because it's such a limited release.
I won't be an asshole and ask for a 4th one. I'll be cool about it.
If I can pull it up, John,
it's easy enough for me to get on the job.
That. You know what, Jay? Jay, why don't you and I just drink Pliny's when I'm out there? How does that sound?
There you go. That's exactly what we're gonna do, dude.
All right, we got 2 more news releases.
Yeah, we better do it. Yeah.
Metallica were featured in Brioni menswear campaign, and I'm sure they're going to catch a lot of hell for it. But I got to tell you, the picture I saw of James Hetfield, he was pretty fucking cool looking.
Wait, were they actually wearing clothes, or were they using the music to sell clothes?
They were wearing the clothes.
They were wearing. Yeah. They've become fashion models, Will. I'll just say what I said about the new record. I don't care.
Well, speaking about things that nobody cares about, I know we already sort of talked about it, but Morbid Angel are also working on a new album with Steve Tucker, and who fucking cares?
Well, I mean, we'll see what happens, but yeah, who cares?
Yeah, no Dave Vincent, I don't care.
Yeah, I care enough to just make sure it doesn't sound like the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll listen to it for a minute and see what you think. And hey, maybe it'll be awesome, but...
All right, let's do some new releases.
This week's new releases, yeah, they are. Spend your hard-earned money now.
There's actually only 2 this time. First one is the new Fates Warning album, Theories of Flight. I think John's probably going to want to talk about this one, maybe even a little later. We'll see.
Yeah, I'll just say that I've been waiting for this one for a while, and that I like it a lot, and you'll hear me talk about it more in a little while. Leave it at that.
Right on. And the other new release is one that's been sort of rather heatedly discussed among the Metalheads crew, is the new Inter Arma album, Paradise Gallows.
And let me just say, on behalf of Chris, fuck you all. Yeah, this one is actually getting spun with me right now, and I think will remain doing so for a while. Also, another album we were just talking about, the Maestro record. Another record, just to point out, great fucking cover on this record.
It was interesting. I tried listening to it again last night after you guys were so passionate about it. And the music is cool, but man, those vocals just... It's not even like they're too harsh or they're too buried. I don't know, there's like too much reverb on them or something.
Well, I will say this. I'll give you this much, and I like them. But it's almost like a Nile-style death metal vocal. You know what I mean? And therefore it is kind of a strange juxtaposition to what they are actually doing, because they're not like that at all. They're not that kind of band.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly worse vocals out there. Far worse. It just kind of didn't gel with the music for me.
Yeah. But for me, I think if you come at it from an angle, you know what it feels like to me, George, in places, is it's very Ahab-ish. And if you can kind of come at it from that angle, I think you might enjoy it more.
All right, well, I'll try it again.
Yeah, my 2 cents is I bought it sound unheard, and I listened to it very briefly this morning for like little bits and pieces here, but it didn't sound bad to me. I mean, it sounds like Inner Armor, so...
Actually, it seems like a record that you will like to me, Will, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, why don't we do our top 3?
What's your topic? What's your topic? What's your thing this week?
So John gave me this idea, and given that last episode was our mid-year list, this made perfect sense to me. So we're going to do the top 3 albums that we're looking forward to in the second half of 2016. And of course, we will start with John.
All right, so 2 quick honorable mentions. One is a newer band for me, and one is an obvious band. The newer band is the new Witherscape. I'm looking forward to hearing that.
Ah, yes.
Maybe I have, maybe I haven't heard it. I don't know.
Oh,
if
you've
I
heard
say
it.
anything.
We got the promo.
I know, and I'm looking forward to finally getting it officially. And the other one, this shouldn't be a surprise, but I'm putting them here because it's obvious who my number 1 would be, and it's the new album from Opeth, sometime later in the year. I didn't put it in my top 3 because it's too obvious. So, and I don't know how looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, but not as much as the other one. So my number 3, band we haven't heard from in about 52 years, In the Woods, Pure. Looking forward to seeing what they do with this new one.
I just listened to the one track that's streaming on Bandcamp, and not bad.
Yeah,
not bad.
We'll see.
Yeah. Excellent. Jay, what's your number 3?
Well, just bear in mind that my preamble here is there's a whole bunch of stuff coming out that I don't know is coming out. So, whatever.
Of course.
Yeah, and now that's not to downplay my number 3, except that it would probably be the first one to not be on my list when somebody else tells me something else, which one of you guys will. But Sog has a new record coming out this year.
Oh, I
like
didn't know that.
Yeah, I like them a lot. I don't like every single release they've ever done, but
I like the first 2, or first 3 better.
Yeah.
That last one was a little
so
spacey.
Let's say I'm looking forward to seeing if they get a little bit back on track here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be good to hear. All right, Buke.
We got a little taste of the track from this band, Monolord. I loved Veneer when they came out in 2015. It made my list. Their album, Lord of Suffering, Die in Haze. is coming out in August.
Excellent.
So looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I want to hear that too.
I hope, again, we talked about it when we heard this first track, that the vocals seem a little clearer. Now it's like underwater sounding, which was a complaint from, I believe, you, George, about Veneer. But these guys can riff, man. So.
Yeah, if they put the vocals up further in the mix, they will just crush it.
Yeah.
Great.
I see John bought the single already.
I one listen, and I was like, oh, fuck, I'm buying it right now. I was buying it actually while I was listening, so.
Yeah.
Right on. All right, I've got 2 honorable mentions. One of them has an album title, but I didn't write it down, so I don't remember. But the New Testament album, I'm looking forward to hearing that. And the new Crowbar album, whatever that ends up being called, I'm definitely looking forward to that. But my number 3 is from a band that I didn't expect to hear from again, and, well, they're putting out a new album. So Life of Agony is, at some point this year, going to release A Place Where There's No More Pain. So I'm cautiously optimistic. Their last album kind of sucked. So, we'll see.
The New Testament is called Brotherhood of the Snake, and it's also, they're all saying one of their thrashiest, fastest records. So
yeah, we'll see.
Just to throw that out there.
All right, John, number 2.
Number 2, anytime this guy releases something, I'm into it. So, well, not almost into it, but I'm looking forward to the new one from Devin Townsend. I guess it's Devin Townsend project called Transcendence.
Cool.
You never know what you're going to get, but I'm always looking forward to it. So.
Yeah, you do not.
Yeah.
Not a predictable person, that's for
sure.
No,
and I think that's what makes it interesting, looking forward to what he's going to put out.
Awesome. And we're going to see him in September, so yay.
Yes, we are.
All right, my number 2 is Imminent. It comes out this month. It's a band that I really got into last year. It's 2 of the guys who play sometimes with the Melvins. It's the bass player and the drummer, and they have a band called Big Business.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, their last record was great and really good. Like I still want to recommend that people go check that out. And it's not the most metal-sounding name in the world, but trust me, if you're into some sludgy stuff, go back and check out Big Business, Battlefields Forever. The new one is, I forget what it's called, but it comes out in the next couple of weeks. I pre-ordered the vinyl, and I heard at least 2 tracks from it. Sounds just as good as the last one.
Awesome. Buke, number 2.
My friends who like melodic death metal, in September, Insomnium is releasing their album Winter's Gate.
It's like a concept record too, which is interesting.
Yep. Their last album, Shadows of the Dying Sun, I loved that album. Loved it. So really looking forward to hearing what these guys can put out next. This is one of those few bands for me, which every album is solid.
Yeah.
That these guys do.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. All right. My number 2 is Fires Within Fires from Neurosis.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I just happened to see that again when I was looking for what was coming out, and I was like, duh.
So, I think they just released the details, track lists and things just a couple of days ago. So
yeah, that'll definitely be something I'm looking forward to also. Yeah.
Cool. What's your number 1?
It's already out because it came out right after we did the mid-year.
I know what it is then.
And if you don't know what it is, if it's not Opeth, it's maybe this band. So who knows? Maybe not. I don't know. It's Fate's Warning's Theories of Flight. And if you haven't heard me, I've been just yucking this one up big time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So while it's already out at the time, it was still my number 1 anticipated album.
It surprised me with how heavy. I only got a couple songs in, and I went back again a couple days ago, and I think it was actually while I was at the beach, and tried to get into it again, and I still only got in a couple songs, but just because I got interrupted, and I was impressed with how heavy it was. But I've never been a big fan of what's his name, Ray Alder.
Yeah.
He's just too not metal sounding. He's a great singer.
I think he used to be a little more metal, George. I mean, I think he kind of has let go of the high pitched thing that he used to do a little more on, like No Exit and stuff like that.
And I actually like that better because No Exit, John Arch gets pretty high, but I can handle John Arch. But No Exit's really hard. As much as I like that album, it's hard to listen to sometimes.
Yeah,
he does that BASF commercial. He breaks the glass there at some point.
Yeah.
So,
what's your favorite track off the new one, John?
What's that?
Your favorite track off the new album?
I mean, I actually like every song off the album. I don't know. White Flag is really cool. SOS is cool. I mean, it's hard to say. It's one of the few albums I've heard in a while where, like, we talked about Leviathan and Gojira from Mars and Sirius. I don't have a song I don't like. Everything resonates with me. So
this kind of I wouldn't say cause a rift or an argument, but kind of opened up a nice little discussion on your Facebook when you posted that you got this, because you remember I had mentioned I thought these guys were No More.
Oh yeah,
that's Faith No More, not Fate's Warning.
Yeah. I think, and at Buke, I think all it is just that they've never been a big band.
Yeah,
I mean, they had a big time early on. George probably knows better because I got into them later than George, and not to dwell on it too much, but they were probably much bigger early on than they are now.
No, they were never that big.
But I think
they were known though.
They were known, and they toured more.
You know what? All the other big prog metal bands referred to them.
Yeah, it was news when John Arch left the band.
Yeah,
but I mean, yeah.
They just have some. They're kind of like King's X. You guys remember when King's X came out? They were always
dude.
Fucking great band, a good hard rock kind of proggy band. Just fell through the cracks. That's all it was.
Just never got going.
Yeah.
You know, to sell you on Ray Alder, and I'm not necessarily trying to do that, George, but you might check out his other project, Redemption.
I've heard it.
Have you? Okay. I was going to say, because that might get you a little more into him. I've only got a couple of their records.
You know, I think it's just that I probably just need to listen to it and
George,
acclimate to it, because I just don't listen to that style of singing anymore. I mean, to me, it's a very dated style of singing. It's very 80s to me.
Yeah. Well, I think it's more just that's half of prog metal now still sings like that, or power metal.
Which is why I don't listen to it.
Yeah, and let's be honest, George, you're an Arch fan.
I am.
You just are, and
I was very displeased when Ray joined the band.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is, I think.
You know, what was it, like 86, 87, something like
87, I think he left in 87, yeah.
I remember distinctly listening to the Metal Shop radio show on a Sunday night, you know, fucking Walkman or whatever, sitting in my bed because it was on too late for me to listen to it, and heard the news that John Arch had left Fate's Warning, and I was just like, no! So I was, you know, a bit peeved with Ray Alder for taking his place. But I've gotten over that now. But I probably do subconsciously need to find some way by that.
Well, or not, dude. Or not. I mean, it would be the rough equivalent if Paul Di'Anno replaced Bruce Dickinson, with all due respect. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a backwards move.
Yeah.
A backward step. I mean, just because John is like God, you know.
One last thing about it. I'll give this to Fate's Warning of all the changes they've had. Jim Matheos does like to kind of pull from the eras. Like they did a Parallels reunion tour. Yeah. The Arch Matheos was kind of a harken back to the old early Arch years, which now they're doing the Arch years. So, and without anyone getting too pissed off about moving the band around in different directions. So it's kind of nice. I'll give it that.
I mentioned this record a lot, but above and beyond the Arch Matheos, I still would refer people to the John Arch EP, which was so fucking good.
Yeah,
that honestly, that probably should have been on my post 2000 best of list. That's how much I like that EP.
Well, that and the Arch Matheos album are basically just companion albums. They just happen to be like 8 years apart.
Yeah,
but they really are kind of companion. It's actually its own band, I guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the Arch single release. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
I just think, you know, just put a little more grit in there. I'm not asking them to sing, you know, harsh vocals. Yeah, just don't be and.
But you know, dude, this is the dividing line, though, George.
It's not like I even expect them to do anything different. It's just not what is pleasing to me.
But and that is exactly what all the prog guys say about the stuff you like. You know what I mean? It really is. It always is just like it sounds pretty cool, but I just can't stand those fucking vocals. You know, it's just.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a great singer, but
you know, it's funny. The band that probably exemplifies that the most would be Dream Theater. Images and Words. People either love him or hate him. Then Awake, he got real aggressive, and I was like, oh, this is fucking great. And then it just went slowly down the rabbit hole after that. You know? And so I wish more guys would be more aggressive like Labrie was on Awake, or like Russell Allen was during, you know, the late 90s, early 2000s. I mean, he was just an aggressive motherfucker on stage when he sang, which was cool. But he was bluesy too, though, at the same time.
Yeah.
You just don't get that as much anymore. Whatever. It's the argument's really funny because I think Opeth is the defining band for that. Like what Jay just said. I can't tell you how many friends, oh, fuck, Damnation's the greatest album, but I can't fucking stand Blackwater Park. I want to punch these people in the face.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? I mean, there's a weird little initiation you've got to take at some point where it clicks for you. And either it does or it doesn't. Because John, I went through that in my biggest Opeth phase. There were many friends I could not turn on to that.
Same,
I feel like
same here.
Because that was, you know, before that, it really was, you know, most extreme metal was really extreme. And so you weren't going to get somebody into Dark Throne. But Opeth was one of those bands that started to happen where there was a lot of crossover type stuff, if you will. and I still couldn't pull my Maiden friends in. Just couldn't get them there.
I've got a friend, and Greg is an Opeth fan, but not really much else in terms of extreme music. He likes Iron Maiden and like a lot of prog stuff, but he doesn't like. Yeah. So Jay, what's your number one?
A lot of people think of these guys as a novelty band. I drop their name here a lot, but God, they make amazing records, and I would really love to sell all three of you guys on them at some point. But Trollfest has a new record coming out this year. Their last two records are just genius, and they're not a novelty band. They inject just enough humor in their thing because they have their own little kind of like world. They sing in their own language. They talk about.
I was going to say they don't speak in English. How do you know it's humorous?
The records come with such nice lines, dude. The records explain what each song are about and that kind of thing. But I honestly think they're kind of geniuses. And so I can't wait. I've heard nothing but good things as far as their Facebook page is concerned and the work they put into it. I would fully expect Trollfest to be on my end of the year list. So very looking forward to that release, and I have no idea when it's coming out. Only that it's done.
Cool. Buke.
Now, number one, it's a band. There's a lot of talk about them, so I think maybe I'll check them out. Opeth.
Oh, yeah, I heard of them.
Yeah, I've heard of these guys. They have a new album coming out. To say that it wouldn't be my number one most anticipated every time they release something would be a lie.
That's the same for me, but I just wanted to get another band in, so I put them in honorable mentions.
Yeah, because you knew I was going to, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, did you see who they opened for last night?
No.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah. They had a cool picture of Michael and what's the other guitar player's name?
Frederick.
There was a picture of them warming up beforehand, which I think was their way of saying, if it's Black Sabbath, we're going to fucking warm up.
Yeah. Yeah.
My number one will probably elicit some groans, but I'm really anticipating it. I want to hear what they do. Metallica.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
sure. Why not?
We don't know what it's called yet, but I'm pretty curious.
All right.
Why don't we move on to what we're listening to?
All right. I'll do it real quick. Some of these are obvious. Obviously, the Fates Warning Theories of Flight. I've been spinning nonstop since I got a hold of it. Kind of a band like Catatonia a little bit, band called Wolverine, Machina Viva. Might be a little too proggy for some people, but I've been a fan of theirs for a while. Band that releases an album like every 3 or 4 years only, and then they disappear again and come back. But I love everything they've released. A band called Dark Sun's Everchild. A band I told Buke about. I'm not sure if you guys ever listened to them. They're, believe they're from Finland also, but they're probably the closest to Opeth / circa Ghost Reveries. It's a band called Pressure Points. The album False Lights. I went back to it again. I had missed it in 2015. It easily would have made my top 10 now that I've gone back to it.
Okay.
2 more. Another band from 2015 I missed. Instrumental band called Blackwood Exodus. Just cool stuff. They kind of cover a lot of different grounds. If you like instrumental metal, give them a spin. And then I could say all the Wildernessking catalog, but the one I listened to a lot this week was their first album, The Writing of God in the Sand, which I think is an excellent first album for them. So
cool.
That's it.
So, well, what are you listening to?
What am I listening to? Well, I just bought the new Inner Arma, and I haven't had a chance to fully absorb it yet. I did pre-order and get 2 songs from Dunsmuir, the Neil Fallon side project, which I have to say, the 2 songs I've heard, this album's going to be high on my list at the end of the year.
We thought you'd like it.
Oh, I mean, it sounds like Clutch, so it's great. Big, huge Clutch fan. I did buy today the Scream Bloody Gore Deluxe version. And I'll tell you exactly why. After, like I've always had Scream Bloody Gore. I've had it for 20-some years or whatever. But what made me buy it in the deluxe version is because when we were at Death Fest, I bought the book Choosing Death by Albert Mudrian, who's the executive editor of Decibel or whatever, editor of Decibel. And that's a great book, and it really digs deep into the origins of death and grindcore. I mean, I've learned so much stuff from that book, and they were just talking about how basically death was just really Chuck Schuldiner at the time, running back and forth between Florida and the San Francisco Bay Area, just trying to find people to play with. It's kind of like a one-man show on this album. And so I just wanted to go back and listen to like all the deep early rehearsal demo tracks on that. So Anyway, I just got the Van Held, which Rick up in the Manchester, New Hampshire area, one of the guys who listens and tweets to us a bit, he recommended it. Temple of Phobos is the name of the album. That's pretty good. And I've been listening to the Halocatharsis a lot. A guy I know via Twitter who's a fellow brewer up at British Columbia, Canada. He's the drummer for this band, so I downloaded their 2 albums, The Uncanny Valley, and the other one who's the EP2 Organic Entrenchment. And they're working on a new album right now, so it's kind of what I've been listening to.
Cool.
Jay.
My list is not terribly long, but it has some cool stuff on it. I don't think I mentioned this one last time. I think I found them since. A band called Netherlands as in the country, or countries, I don't remember. And they have a record out called Autobahn. Kind of sludgy. I would almost call it post-metal just because the lyrical themes are not terribly metal, but I dig it. The singer sounds like the Ob singer to me. I also am listening to, as a shout out to Neutrino, who was trying to get me back up on this album, Inter Arma. I like that record. I have been listening to Gruesome a lot lately because I hadn't gotten that new one yet, and now I have it, and I'm listening to both of them again. And then a band that has just kind of blown the top off of my head, black metal band that is doing some, I think, kind of innovative stuff. And when they're not innovative and they're just kind of in the groove, they've got killer riffs. A band called Black Fucking Cancer. Holy shit!
I listened to that the other day.
I fucking love this record, dude.
Fuck,
it's so good. And it's got aspects of doom in it, and even aspects of sun in it. Just little aspects for those of you who can't stand them. This record has got its grips in me. Black Fucking Cancer, great record. It's a self-titled record. There's no title for it. So,
excellent.
And they're from your hood, aren't they? Out in San Jose, I think.
They're from San Francisco, and I was kind of checking out their Facebook page recently, or excuse me, their Bandcamp page, and I got all excited because they had a show close by me, but I think it was last year. I think that's how often they put up their this show in August. So I'm either seeing them in August or not. But
they forgot to put the year.
Exactly. So, but yeah, they are from out this way, and I might try to make some strides to get them on the show.
Cool. Buke.
What I'm listening to, I've gone back and I was listening over our mid-year lists. It made a bunch of lists, and I honestly did not listen to it before. But the Ishan album, Arctis,
it's really good album.
Fucking amazing.
And I think everybody on the pod would agree.
I listened to it one night while gaming. Been hooked on it this whole week. Bought the vinyl.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So cool.
Amazing.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's it.
It's work's been busy, so I haven't had free time.
So I told Buke and I told Jay, I think, that I was taking sort of a new music sabbatical for a little while because I was kind of burned out after the mid-year. And, of course, I wasn't able to stick to that. But I have been listening to a lot of, like, classic albums, like some Metallica and Slayer and stuff like that. But I did pick up a few things that I wanted to mention. So from Fiend's list this year, his what did he call it?
Indie.
His indie list. I picked up the band Ostrakhan, and 2 of theirs, Reward in Purpose and A Tapestry of Scabs and Skin. Really good stuff. You should check that out. I also picked up a band from the UK whom I have reviewed in the past. Kind of know those guys a little bit. They're called Footprints in the Custard, and the album is called The Descent of Decency. If you like music that is not proper and not very decent, check these guys out. They're pretty filthy. On Jay's recommendation, I also picked up the Netherlands album Autobahn. Another band I picked up who we want to get on here. I talked to them about coming on. We just have to find time. It's called Oberon, and I picked up their Pale Blue Dot and Through Space We Ride, kind of sort of a stoner kind of thing. It's really good stuff. You should check it out. You can find them on Bandcamp. And my last one is a project called Spirit Adrift, and the album Behind Beyond. This is I think it's the guitar player from Take Over and Destroy, which is a band that I really dig a lot. And if you haven't heard them, you should check them out as well. So there you go. That's what I'm listening to. let's move on to our classic album.
All right, that'd be me. So I took heed to Buke's Swedish death metal of the early 90s. And maybe not the most prominent Swedish death metal band, but they were at the time, I guess, a little bit. But it'd be Beyond Sanctum by Therion.
Oh, yeah, it's old.
It's old. It's not bad. It's okay.
That's back. No, it's not bad. That's sort of the era that I like.
Yeah, and it's, 2 albums before they made their change. I was sitting there and I thought, what am I going to listen to? I saw it and I was like, I'm going to go Swedish death metal.
Right on.
So give it a spin.
Cool.
Violence. I've been spinning the old Violence. If anyone remembers them, I think they were from the Bay Area.
Yeah, it was Rob Flynn.
Yeah. He's Machine Head now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Listen to that, Oppressing the Masses.
Right on.
It's a great album. It was one of my favorites when it came out.
I liked Eternal Nightmare, I think it was called. First one.
Eternal Nightmare. Yeah, it had like the big red mouth. Like, it was almost like the Sarlacc
Yep.
pit on the. Yeah.
Jay?
I'm going to cheat because I was kind of thinking along these lines. Like, one of the things we talked about in the last episode was that maybe we would start changing this a little bit and maybe remove the year. And we were going to start calling this We Recommend. And we're not necessarily
Yeah, I know.
going to do it this week.
I was out of town and I didn't get a chance to think about it and figure out what we're going to do. So that's my bad.
Not at all. But my record does not quite fit into the... it's close, though. It's not quite 20 years old, but it's very close. It's a record I've probably mentioned down here a million times. But, man, if you don't own this record, there's something wrong with... Well, okay, you should own it. Let's put it that way. And it's better than 50% of the Iron Maiden records. And it's Bruce Dickinson's Chemical Wind.
Chemical Rum, yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, good album.
Right on. Buke?
My classic, because I can't think of anything. No, not that I can't think of anything.
There's nothing good out there.
Yeah, there's nothing good out there. There's nothing, you need to check out. This one is actually, it's almost, but it's 20, so I'm going to say it's a classic. Check out, again, if you haven't, I don't know how you can call yourself a metalhead, yes, honey. Sorry, my daughter came in. By Dimmu Borgir, Enthroned Darkness.
Triumphant.
Enthroned Darkness, Triumphant by Dimmu. Check it out if you haven't. Morning Palace, Spellbound.
By the devil.
Yeah. Master of Disharmony. Just awesome record.
Yeah, that was my introduction to the band. That was the first album that I could find in the store anywhere. Great album. My classic album is one that I've been dying to get on as a classic album. I'm sure I've mentioned it somewhere before. Well, I know I have. But it's finally now 20 years old. And it's Triarchy of the Lost Lovers by Rotting Christ. It's funny seeing these albums, each year as they come up and hit 20, you're like, damn.
I was crazy, dude.
I was actually going to do Sentence Down, but it didn't technically release until like November or something like that. So it isn't quite 20 years.
That's nuts.
But, like we've been saying, we're probably going to get rid of the whole 20-year classic thing anyway, as soon as I can get my head wrapped around the new format. All right, vinyl purchases.
Okay, real quick. It's a Fates Warning month, so I got the new one, Theories of Flight, and I also finally picked up the last album, Darkness in a Different Light. I picked up Death Virus, the double live that they just did, I guess, which was supposed to be for Record Store Day. Hadn't picked it up till now. Got the reissue of Wolves in the Throne Room, Diadem of 12 Stars, and the new one from Gojira, Magma.
Cool.
That's it.
I got a couple of things. I got Death, Leprosy, and Spiritual Healing, and I mean, I really like these repackaged things that Relapse did. I don't remember if I mentioned this last time, but if I didn't, I balked on a copy of The Puppet Master by King Diamond at Death Fest, and then found a reasonable priced one. Actually, George was like, "I bet you can find it cheaper." He was right. I got that in the mail the other day. And I also got my copy of Winter Horde's Maestro. It was one of 49 other copies of the band out of Israel, and I got my copy in the mail this week. That's everything that came.
Was it numbered, Jay?
I don't think it was, George. I don't think it was it? I was also disappointed that it doesn't. I have to look at it again. Let me grab it. I don't think it has the lyrics in it, which really pissed me off because it's a really cool story, as near as I can tell. But I really was hoping it was going to have lyrics.
Yeah, I don't know if mine has lyrics.
I got it right here. Let me look real quick. It's not numbered, John. Oh, you know what? I was wrong. It does have lyrics, which is great because I've been meaning to sit down and parse my way through this story because I think this is probably one of the better concept records of the year.
It is. I was really impressed with this album.
The only thing I would say about it though is, and I love it. I think it's good. There's really not any wasted space on it, but it fits into that category that John was talking about this year, which is it's a little long in the tooth at places. Just it needs to be maybe just 10 minutes shorter, honestly, because it doesn't go enough different places. They're really good writers of melodies, but it's just a little long for the amount of variance that's on it. But in any case, I wouldn't want to recommend it any less to people. It's a great record.
Cool.
What'd you pick up, Buke?
Just got, after listening to it, just went out and got the Arctics final.
Isan. Yeah.
Yep, got the Isan.
Nice.
Yep.
Cool.
That's,
You know what?
Right here.
Can I just say, too,
Yes.
that I think this is one of the better record covers of the year, too, the Winter Horde. I love this fucking cover.
Yep.
I don't know if that's an old painting or what it is. I'm going to look it up, but I love that fucking
What
artwork.
we're talking about this, this Arctis. What do Emperor fans think of his solo stuff?
As far as I know, they like it.
I think it's probably hit or miss, Buke, honestly, because I think
Depends on if they're all like true cult, like
True
evil.
cult, yeah.
They probably not fans.
they probably don't like it, yeah. But I that record's probably, I bet you that's going to be on every list at the end of the year of ours on this pod. Because
I think, especially since the last one, I think we could all say we thought was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah.
And I think this one's just a leap above where he. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
totally agree.
All right. I don't know if I mentioned it on the last episode or not, so I'm going to say it again just in case I didn't. I got the Gojira Magma. I also got Winter Horde's Maestro, which Jay was just talking about. I also got the Wolves in the Throne Room Diadem of 12 Stars, like John was just talking about. And then there's one that is all my own, which is the reissue of Ulver's Kveldsanger.
Nice.
Which one is that? What's on the cover, George? Let me look real quick.
It's their second album.
Hold on, let me look. I know I have a bunch of already. I just want to see
believe
if
it's
that's
all
the one
acoustic.
I think it is. Yeah, that's
Actually,
a great one, dude.
I didn't pull it. I also ordered the Madrigals of the Night, but that hasn't shipped yet. So
Say the name of it again.
Madrigals of the Night,
No, the one that you just got.
Kveldsanger.
Okay, yeah, that is acoustic, but I was thinking it was Natton's Madrigal, which I guess is the Madrigal of the Night. That's probably my favorite one.
Yeah, that was my first Ulver album, and the guitar tone on that is just crazy, like sharp, like there's like no low end whatsoever.
Did you say these were just reissued? Is that what you were saying?
Yes.
Okay.
About some deep tracks.
All right, deep track, Opeth track. Maybe some people know. I know Buke's probably heard it. I don't know if you guys have, but it's from the Watershed Sessions. It's Derelict Herds, which I really wish they would have put on the album.
Buke.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but it's nice that it's available. So
Right on.
Weirdly enough, so I'm working on a Brewheads column right now. I'm working on Master of Pumpkins, and which I did confirm is somewhat of a tribute to Master of Puppets. So it's a pumpkin beer brewed by Trogs. So I was actually listening back to the Black Album, just wondering why I hate it so much. And so I was listening to the last song on it to see if they did what Metallica typically does in their last song and makes it just a brutally fast song. And they didn't. So I forget the name of the song, the last song on the Metallica Black Album. But anyway, it's The Struggle Within. Terrible song. But anyway, that's my deep track, because that's why I was like, oh, maybe I'll go back and I'll listen to this and I'll like it and all that stuff, because I've had Metallica on the brain after the last 2 days trying to write this column. And no, it's terrible. That's my deep track.
All right, Jay.
Mine is partially for you, John, but partially for you, George. And I'm not going to tell you why, but I will tell you why, but you have to figure it out for yourself. In that I played a bit of a demo, just a short piece of a demo track from the new Catatonic Society stuff for George, and there's a new song that I played for him, and he asked me why did I call it that, and what. And I'll be honest with you, George, it was, if there was an inspiration, it was this song, and you'll have to go to listen to the song to understand why. And anyway, it's a song off of Rune, which arguably all enslaved tracks are deep tracks, but it's a song that is called Tides of Chaos.
Oh, nice.
You know that with that one Will with the spoken word stuff in it. I've got this noose around my neck.
Did you just call him Will?
Oh, did I? Shit. Fuck. I've joined that group. But you know what? Will, if you're listening, that one's for you, baby. Yeah. But anyway, that's just, I love that. That's probably my favorite enslaved record. Ultimately, I don't know. Well, actually, I just told those boys it was Vertebrae in our interview, which that would be a close tie. But anyway.
Same for me. And Ruin is one of my two or three from them, from their massive catalog. So
I forgot, how much did you, I know it was on your list, John, but where does the last one now kind of stand with you at this point?
I still like it. I guess I just haven't gone back and given it more time than I should have. But I actually did like it last year, and I think it made my list. I'm pretty sure it did. I have to check.
Yeah, no, it was on your list. It was for sure. It was on me. You and I both had it.
Yeah.
Buke, deep track.
Well, from Dimmu, going back to them, from their album Puritanical Euphoric Misanthropia, the track. A lot of people only know the Puritania off of that album, but number 9, Absolute Soul Right. Nothing super special about this album. I really like it. It's a super cool song, so that's my deep track.
Right
so
on.
deep, nothing can really be said about it because nobody knows it because it doesn't stand out.
Crickets.
Which record is it off of, Buke?
Puritanical Euphoric Misanthropia.
All right, good. Because I actually have a favorite song by them, and I'm trying to find it right now. It's off of Storm Blast.
Well, Buke wouldn't have listened to that one. It's not in English.
Good job, George.
I can't remember what. Actually, it was. The only thing I'll say is one time we were talking to Neutrino, and I think his favorite song on that record was the same as mine. I'll have to go back and look at it because I can remember.
Speaking about not in English, is the Caveller text still sticking with you, Jay?
Yeah. It's been. I kind of got smart this year, and I'm keeping I kind of keep a running list at this point, so that when we get to the end of the year, I'm not just fucked.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that, and I don't want to say what I told George, but I'm not going to tell anybody else. But something knocked it off of number 1, but it's still number 2. But it's I love it, dude. I listen to all 3 of them. I've got all 3 of them now. Except for the first one's kind of hard to find on vinyl for a good price, but yeah, I fucking love those guys, dude. Shit's killer.
Right on. My deep track, going back to, I think it's around 1990, Creator and their Extreme Aggression album, the song Love Us or Hate Us.
You know, I meant to mention, George, I've been listening to a lot of death metal right now, and this totally came because of Gruesome and the Death re-releases. And I have been listening to Creator a couple times a week right now, and it's all the older records.
Yeah, this is part of my sabbatical here of listening to the oldies.
They were a great fucking band. I mean, they're still around, but Milla, his voice changed a little bit. It's one of the few things I don't like about the new Creator records. His voice is a little different than it used to be. But those first 3 or 4 records were just fucking insanely good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the track again?
Love Us or Hate Us.
Okay.
It was basically their response to, people saying you should sell out and fucking, write music for MTV and stuff like that. I was listening to that the other day at the gym, and I was just like, fucking yes!
Well, and then ironically, they did kind of.
Well, yes, but
I mean,
honestly, I liked that stuff too. I thought it was just different. But.
Yeah, the last few have been really good too. I know Will thinks so too because we were talking about that last time.
All right, before we go, make sure to check us out on SoundCloud, on Facebook, on Twitter. I am Disciple OV Metal.
I am at Opeth Fan.
I am at Catatonic J, and I also want to mention that I am finally on Bandcamp, which is also Catatonic J.
And I am at White Cluster 69.
We're also on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on Stitcher. And, of course, you can find us at wearemetalheads.com. And like Jay mentioned, I'm also on Bandcamp at Metalheads Podcast George, I believe it is. All right, that's it for this episode. We will see you next time. Before we go, make sure to check out Wildernessking. See you next time.